Infinite, infinite power, 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 power.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. The match is about to begin. Sure to be a regular old clash of titans.
Welcome everyone to Shadowgun War Games at Gamescom 2018. Thank you very much for joining me. It's packed out already and there's plenty of action coming your way. Now, without further ado, we have plenty coming up, plenty to see, and you're going to enjoy all the action that's going to be put on your screens. But before we get into things, let's have a look at the bracket and see who is going to be facing up against who. Now, you can see the matches that are going to be played, but it's time to get on our players. And starting with, to my left-hand side, it is going to be Team Nitro, so please give them a big round of applause as they join the stage. Team Nitro! Thank you very much. And now, on to their competition and the opponents they will have to be taking on. It's ROG Female! Now the question is, can the boys take on the girls and who's going to win it? We are about to find out, but taking you through all the action here throughout the event is none other than Jason Kaplan and Blue himself.
Thank you very much for that, Banks. Appreciate that very much. I'm actually proud you got my name right, too, because people seem to call me Jeff quite a bit. But I'm very happy to be here, Blue, you as well. We got some great games coming our way today. I'm excited to see, how things go.
Yeah, very much so. It's exciting to show the competitive aspect of this game to the public for the first time. It's going to be really hyped to see some of these top players coming in now and just seeing how they're going to fare now as we start things off with our first semifinal today.
Should be exciting, too. It's kind of like the first public viewing of this new game mode that we got coming out. And, of course, we do have 4 teams today, so maybe we should take a look at the bracket to see who's playing against who and what teams we have coming your way today. Obviously, it's going to be like a standard kind of format, single elimination. It'll be basically you lose one, you're into the 3rd, 4th place match. If you win, you go through to the 1st and 2nd place match. You can see there, Nitro versus ROG Female will be starting things off today. And then we have ESA up against POGCHAMP Boys. I'm waiting to see Twitch chat catch up to that one. But it should be good. ESA and POGCHAMP have been really well known in the game. They've been playing at a high level for quite a bit. They've even had the opportunity to play this mode quite a bit as well, actually being brought over to the studios. And I'm excited to see how they do. I'm excited to see how CTF works. It's been a game mode that's worked across multiple games for such a long time. It's been very prolific as an esports mode in general, and it's going to be perfect for this.
Yeah, and it'll prove itself to be still that very straightforward format that everybody knows and loves once we get into the game as well. It's going to be first player to get to 3 caps will win the map in that case, and we'll play in a series of best of 3 now to win out this, to see who actually moves forward into the next stage of the tournament.
See, I'm curious is that because of the way this works, there's different classes you can play. So you have 5 different classes. You have Assault, Glass Cannon, Runner, Tank, and Support. And obviously, both do different, or all of them do different things. They have different abilities, they have different weapons as well. And also different play styles, most importantly. Kind of like a little bit of a MOBA aspect to it, mixed in with an FPS. And obviously, these teams had to have figured out, what role do we want to play? Who do we want doing what? And for me, because we got to play the game, obviously, back in Tuesday, since we're here at Gamescom, Glass Cannon. Like the name says, you do a lot of damage, you're a cannon, but you're also very vulnerable and you have very low HP. One of the hardest to play for me as well, considering they have like a sniper rifle as like a secondary weapon.
I was having a lot of fun with the support class, to be honest. 'Cause I found
No, you had a lot of fun healing yourself. You can heal teammates with that blue. I should remind you. There's other people.
Listen,
you can
I
help.
put it on the ground. It's up to you to get inside of it after that one. That's not my fault.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I was having a lot of fun with the support class because not only can obviously he can heal himself, but he's got the ability to put down a like shield in the middle of the field as well to help out teammates a little bit, and he's got a rocket launcher. So who doesn't like that?
I can't think of a single person who doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe the person on the receiving end of the rocket launcher is not happy of that. Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see because I think the runner is going to be one of the most important actual players. Obviously, you're going to be quicker than the rest. You're going to be the one trying to carry the flag from point A back to point B. And obviously, you have to be very aware of the map, too. A lot of call-outs have to be made to make sure to safely get from those points to the other.
And we still have your more kind of straightforward classes too, like the assault. It's going to be bringing a loader that you would expect. Basically, going to be bringing the assault rifle and a shotgun, along with having the capability to chuck out nades, put a turret down as well. And then the tank, obviously, well, being by definition just a tank outright, has the most health I think out of all of them. It might be actually tied with the runner for the most health in the game. He's going to be bringing a machine gun and a grenade launcher to the fight, in addition to the capability to stun out some players and put a mine on the ground too.
So the question for me is now, Blue. Going into this match, ROG Female, a CS team, obviously a lot of experience when it comes to the FPS's strategy as well. Do they have the favorites in your eyes?
Yeah, we're going to have to see if that strategy carries over, because I noticed that this game tends itself to be a lot more fast-paced, I would say, than your normal Counter-Strike game anyway, where it's very slow and tactical. It seems like this is more of a kind of in-your-face type of shooter where we can see the teams fire off there. So we're going to see not as much of that tactical skill follow through, but maybe some of that aiming prowess coming in from Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool, if you guys have played Shadowgun Legends, obviously your characters kind of do carry over into Shadowgun War Games, which is a separate game. And they've been talking about how they're looking to release more and more, heroes as the game does progress on further. Not to mention competitive seasons. So if you're interested in actually playing those, there's a lot of rewards that are going to be up for grabs in those. And not to mention, I think they're even having some hopes of doing a lot of tournaments through ESL. So you can obviously win some money there, some prizes. Actually, the first place prize here is an NVIDIA Shield tablet, which I think everyone's going to be happy about getting. Of course, you get a fantastic trophy to top it off with. And most of the other teams kind of get just a medal, participation award, I'd say. But the prize, it's that first place, because not only do you get the shield, not only do you get the trophy, you get immortalized within the game.
That's
now, I don't know about you, Blue. I'm actually immortalized in one game that I played.
What game is that?
Oh my gosh, you just put me on the spot. I can't remember the game now. That just makes me a bad person, doesn't it? The Showdown Effect. The Showdown Effect. There we go. There's a flamethrower in the game named after me because
Gotcha.
I ate a lot of chilies in a bet with them in the studio.
What's the flamethrower called?
I don't know. Okay, so I didn't think you would actually ask me about this. I have not actually played the game since they put it in, so I couldn't tell you.
That's just disrespectful.
A little bit, yeah. Thanks for that. We'll talk about that later on. But obviously Nitro as well. You guys probably recognize quite a few of the players. We got Rue inside. We got Dalukar, Marcel Scorpion. We got Bassa, and we got of course Stromwaffle, very German name. And the ROG Female team, Miss Shopper, Bay, Maya, Aphrodita, and Mayushka. And I actually feel like they're going to be the team that's going to take this. I personally feel like it. I feel like the CS skill will 100% carry over.
It's not a bad prediction as well. Just looking at things, they're going up against the influencers. You know from the bat the RG Female team is going to have a lot more team synergy, being an actual team that has played together in the past. Whereas before, on the other side, we've got a lot of the influencers just kind of getting tossed together for fun here today. So obviously they're going to get a lot of advantages coming in from that.
All right. Well, I think we're getting close to being underway here to kick off the matches. All the teams looks to be readied up, and I'm excited to see how we do kick things off against CTF. It's a mode that, honestly, it's very interesting with how it works. Very strategy-based, right? And it's obviously very frag-based heavy, too. Because I think if we do still have a tie come into effect, where neither team's able to get to those first 3 points first in the 10 minutes, if they're tied at like 1-1, 2-2, then it'll come down to kills. Who got the most frags? And that's going to be a very important factor as well when it comes into the whole scheme of things.
Yeah, very much so. So these players are going to be looking to, in addition to the caps, where the games will more than likely end up drawing towards. But if the timer does run out, it'll end up being kills that decide it. So because of that, we are going to be looking at players probably trying to hunt for kills a little bit. We do remind you folks as well, before we jump into it, that this game is currently an alpha. It's going to be entering closed beta very soon as we approach the end of the year. And if you're interested, you can go ahead and pre-register for that beta now over at shadowgunwargames.com. Be sure to go ahead over there, guys, and find out all the information you need on how to sign up. But it is time to jump into the game. So here we go with our opening match. ROG Female is going to be playing over here on the red side, and their opponents is going to be taking the blue team.
All right, so 10 minutes is the time that we have, and then again, first to three is going to come down to this one. Already a push coming down off the bat, off of both teams. Looks like Marcel's going to take himself down, probably off of a grenade, but Maya's going to actually respawn back with another kill herself. And it looks like the push might come into effect. Respawn timers, obviously in CTF, they're a major factor. The longer the game goes on, the longer it takes for you to respawn back in. And it looks like Marcel's having some problems off the bat here as Mishopper going to push directly in. And a slight pause going to come out, just trying to get Marcel back into the game. Having some slight problems there, but already off the bat, not bad. I feel like ROG Female came out strong.
Yeah, definitely a strong start from them. A very aggressive start, just crossing the field right there. As you saw the folks, we did have a quick disconnect, so we're going to work on getting that player back into the server as quickly as possible and resuming the match, as we already have, as you saw there, pause functionality implemented, which is a very nice feature to see.
You know, it took a lot of games, a long time.
A lot of games, yeah.
Especially some big ones out there I could name off the top of my head to get a pause feature implemented in the game, but already in alpha you have that one. I'm not going to say the game is. But the map, okay. So CTF, there's a middle section of the map that you can play with. Obviously, as we just saw, both teams pretty much rushed around directly to kind of get an idea of how the other teams play. And there's a lot of side areas, which could be really important. I think as we get to the teams later on with Esports Student Association up against POGCHAMP Boys, there's going to be a lot of usage of that because that's where the runner needs to go. That's your job. Your job's not to kill anyone. All you have is a submachine gun and that pistol. Your job's to grab that flag the fastest way you can. And more importantly, in typical CTF style, if your flag's taken, you can't capture their flags. So you have to have those groups try to go on the attack and find out exactly where they are so you can get that return.
Yeah, very much so. And the map itself is kind of classic CTF style. We have an equal map that's kind of mirrored on both ends. So a lot of opportunities for players to sneak around the sides when they do eventually run in for a cap. Oh, but there we go, actually. We're jumping right back into it. We're jumping into the action now that we have all 10 players back into the game. We've once again started it off here.
All right, so it looks like we went for a full restart. There's the glass cannon you're seeing being played by Basha. Actually, he already hits the first couple of shots, so that's Mishopper going to be going down. Stromwaffle as well. It looks like it's finally going the way here of Nitro. As Maya trying to escape, but she will be taken down from the backside. Good positioning out of the glass cannon there.
Colors have been switched, by the way, folks. So we've got ROG Female now playing on the blue team. Their opponents, I believe, jumping on to the red squad here. But actually, maybe not so much. But we do end up seeing now our blue team making a push forward, using that rifle to try and just clear things out and open up an opportunity for them to steal some nice nades going in, and we're getting a whole lot of damage as a result of that as well. So our blue team picking up a whole lot of frags, and maybe now with the kill against Miss Hopper, there we go, an opportunity being opened up for them to move in and take the flag. Well, they're still going to have to work a little bit.
Do they want to get the flag, or do they want to potentially farm some kills here? That's the question they have to ask themselves. But Marcel comes up big with 2, and they should be grabbing this flag in a moment's time. You can see 2 reinforcements going to be coming in, dropping down next to the flag carrier. Can they pick them off? No, Marcel's juking him. He actually gets away here. Looks like he's been able to create that distance he needs to get that first return.
Makes the run out, has already made it over to the midfield, and there's going to be more teammates to support at this position now that they've gotten closer and closer. This is a clean run, and it's looking like we could have our first cap because of this. Great work from Marcel to get out of there. Even greater job of the teammates to provide coverage on that. No one's even close to stealing the flag away as well, so this is going to be a clean run. Our blue team pushes ahead, and with that, they're going to be our first ones onto the board.
Well done by them. Again, Basha with his glass cannon, just playing on the high ground, using that sniping to his advantage, able to take down quite a few targets off the beginning, and then they were just kind of grouped up with the healing from the support, the shield you can provide as well. Really hard to burst that down. Just need to use your abilities, especially if you're, I think, the tank. You need to use those homing grenades to really catch onto them because they can do a hell of a lot of damage, those hunter mines. But we'll be loading things up in again, just a few seconds. Can't count them out just yet. And I think maybe with a cleaner start, we could see ROG Female be on the attack this time.
Very much so. So let's get into it. Our players are going to be let out of their spawn zones in just a second. We saw already some good combos. The tank, along with the support, able to push the flag last time and using that healing field, keep them in the fight for longer. Big breakout at mid here to start as the 2 teams are going to have lots of trades to try and take control and start a little bit more of a push towards the base. But our blue team, once again, will be pushing ahead. That's Team Nitro once again. It's finding these kills early on and opening up a window for them to start pushing towards their opponent's base again.
Again, Basha just playing the high ground with that glass cannon. We do have them pick up the flag another time, but can he escape with it? It's going to be Stromwaffle this time to be able to secure it. Actually, ROG Female's been able to take the flag themselves too, able to sneak someone past the attacking squad, and both teams have dropped the flag.
Gone down onto the ground. Dalucard as well, holding a nice angle at this point. Has to reload though, and that sadly is going to be the end of him. And with that, it's looking like nearly both of our flags are going to be set back. The blue team flag, it hasn't been set back yet, but it didn't get very far to begin with. So there we go. Just a quick tap on it from one of their teammates, and it'll be sent back. And now we're back into this battle at mid here as well. Bay's in a bit of a hot spot at this point. She might have to back away from this, getting into a new position. That's exactly what she's going to look to do, is unfortunately just too many players to deal with in that situation. She'll still be forced to back away.
And Bosch, you see, trying to hold the high ground, trying to give cover to his team. He'll do a relatively good job here. You can see the respawn timer is going to become longer and longer now as the game is in the 3-minute mark. trying to make another push here onto the flag. Sturmwaffle's gonna be pretty much by himself, but he's actually sneaking it away from them. They're actually ignoring him for the meantime. Mayushka's gonna go down, but a huge grenade comes through, and Maya, I think, gets 3.
Massive amount of damage being dished out in the meantime there, so it's not going to stop the flag from being stolen, unfortunately. Still going to let them in, but look at this. Raywin's side doing a great amount of damage, at least distracting, but no, the flag goes down anyway, and it's looking like ROG Female are going to get a return in a moment here. No success in stealing that flag away just yet. Raywin's side somehow keeping himself alive through all this action, still in the fight, still forcing the ROG Female players to stay pretty much just outside of their spawn.
He's finally, I think, go down eventually. Mayushka's able to get the frag onto him. But again, those respawn timers are going to be massive. Mishoper's going to be able to get the frag onto Marcel. And just like that, ROG Female might have an opportunity to finally make this attack work. Basha is still going to be sitting here providing that support. He's got 7 kills and 2 deaths. I know not to do math on stream, but I know that's a good KD.
It's looking solid. That's a 3-point something, if memory serves me correctly. But regardless, once again,
yes,
a lot of kills
right.
getting picked up.
3.5.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
There we go. I can do math. That's the good news. But we do see players from the red spot from ROG Female starting to make some forward momentum here and inching closer towards that blue pace to look for a cap. Just not being able to find that positioning just yet. And in the meantime, Skabarg over here is also making progress. In fact, look, he's gonna run right up to the flag. He can
He's tired of waiting. He's tired of just sitting back and providing cover. He wants to make the play himself. He gets the flag. He's looking for the return, though. He's got 3 players in front of him. Got a teammate there to help out. Aphrodite trying to hold on to this one. Eventually gonna be overwhelmed, though, by the 2 players. That's just simple math. 2 is gonna be better than 1. And they'll be making their way across the midfield. You can see Mayushka, Mishoper trying to get in there in time to actually take the flag back, so they cannot capture this one.
This is looking like the run right here. There's the steal, though, from the other perspective. So now they're going to try and drop their own flag, return it. They've got to be careful, as this could be a situation where both end up getting returned. But it is going to look like, however, the guys from our blue team, the guys from Nitro, are going to have a clean cap in a moment. And there we go. It's Raywin's side that does it. Slams the flag right into the pedestal, gives them their 2nd cap, puts them only 1 more away from closing out this opening map now.
Yeah, but keep in mind, that's just the first map, right? We still have a best of 3 to come. And ROG Female are looking better as the game does go on. They're starting to play a lot better here. I feel like Basha, though, again, on the glass cannon, is just providing so much cover and so much damage. They need to have someone deal with him. I didn't actually catch off the top of my head who was playing it for ROG Female. But they need to challenge him, you know? Don't give him that freedom to play there with the sniper rifle, especially when you can kind of overload the damage and basically one-shot anyone.
Much so. So a lot of good concentrated fire coming out from Team Nitro, our blue team in game, and it's already won them 2 successful rounds in a row. 1 more, and they control the map. But remember, this is a contained best of 3 series, so they still need to try and win out 1 more map to push themselves forward into the grand finals here today.
There we go, kicking off the 3rd round. ROG Female, I have a lot of faith in them here. I still just want to see that challenge on the high ground. Looks like they're not going to be going that route. Maya going to be sitting back to protect the flag at the moment. The rest of the team will be pushing up. Again, you have to be very careful. A lot of these grenades coming through, rocket launchers. Any AoE damage is insanely good, obviously, when you have people in close quarters. And it looks like Mishoper and Bay going to fall, unfortunately. The respawn timer, not that long. 3 seconds, they'll be back up and running, so not big of a deal for them. But they have to be very careful. If Sturmwaffle gets out of here cleanly, they're going to be looking at potentially a loss in this first map.
We already have the players from ROG Female trying to run away with it. Thankfully, one of their own was able to sneak into the blue team base and take their flag as well, so we are going to have a little bit of a race to get back. And in the process, they'll have to try and drop their opponent's flag. Sturmwaffle, though, has got himself on a clean run right now. Flags will cross paths at middle, but they won't be close to each other. And at the end of the day, it does look like the guys from ROG Female, girls I should say from ROG Female, are going to be able to retrieve that flag after dropping it.
Oh, using the range there to actually out-damage the other target. Ruin's side trying to battle up against Aphrodite. Eventually will fall. Ruin does get the finisher onto Aphrodite as well. Gets a 2nd onto Mishoper. The flag's still going to be held by both teams, and you can see Sturmwaffle, he's just kind of hoping that no one's coming around that corner to actually focus him down. Obviously, you can't, I think, see exactly where they are, but you can have a general idea because at the top of the screen, you can see that it's in their own base. So he's just pretty much depending on the rest of his team to, hey guys, you want to get that kill eventually?
So Sturmwaffle's going to be holding himself in this backwards position now, right outside of the base to try and hold things off. In the meantime, they'll have to split off some of their own teammates to try and make a push towards the other side. Aphrodite, unfortunately, biting off a little bit more than she can chew in that situation, so she's going to be knocked out. It's Dalukard doing a whole lot of the DPS here right now to let these guys in. Nade's going to get chucked out here, too, by Marcel. He's got a turret to support this position, so players from ROG Female may not be able to successfully push around the corner so much, but they are able to defend their uplink position here right now. It's picking up quite a few kills from the back lanes there. more going to be found in addition to that to continue to allow them to hold these flags.
Again, you can see pretty much the entirety of Nitro have been wiped out. This is their chance to push. They have such a long respawn time. If they can do that one more time successfully, you make a push onto the flag, Sturmwaffle should fall, and ROG should get the first point on the board for their team. You see Mishopper going to be the one to actually lead the charge here. Has quite a few targets. Marcel already very low on HP. Should eventually be able to burst him down, and yes, she's able to get that frag. And now they have a big advantage on the push.
Big advantage D, but they've got to be careful.
Oh.
Defenses have been set up in the meantime. Don't think, yes, she does have a little bit of ammo, and there we go. The rocket launcher is going to be able to finish off Dalekard. Finally gets him off the board. Revenge comes in a moment later from Waywind's side. In fact, he picks up a double kill after the fact. Another rocket launcher coming out from him to finish off the job and stop those players from ROG Female from pushing in. However, there's one still standing here that could still potentially take away the flag. Faye still trying to go for the win on this, and there we go. There's the first kill picked up.
Oh no, they dropped the flag though. You need to get on the point. Don't allow Sturmwaffle to actually go for the capture. Now they're going to actually be able to secure it for themselves. Sturmwaffle comes in though from the side and does help take Nitro to that first map victory.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nitro taking our opening map of the day here. And with that, it's going to push them to a 1-0 position in this series. We're not far off now from starting our second map. We look to jump into that as soon as possible, folks. The same map, we'll just have our teams reload into it very quickly, and then we can continue on with the series.
You know, but ROG are getting better. You know, it's early in the morning, right? Like, we're gamers.
It's true, yeah.
You know, we don't wake up until usually like noon, at least.
A little bit later
Some of us a little bit later than others, but, you know, very early on. But they're definitely getting warmed up here and are looking good as we progress into the second map. Maybe a change around in classes will happen. Maybe switch things up in who's playing what. Maybe, you know, change the saw, maybe change support, something like that. But they definitely need the glass cannon player to really step up, because that's where Basha and Nitro have been really punishing them. Playing on the high ground, using that range to your effectiveness.
It's going to let the players kind of trade around these roles a little bit and give them more time to experiment, especially in ROG Female's cases. They're kind of just jumping into it for the first time here. It's going to give them a good opportunity to find a class that's more comfortable for them, so if they do end up pushing later on into the day, can hopefully see their performance increase as a result of that.
And obviously you have the other two teams, Esports Student Association and POGCHAMP Boys, waiting for their time for glory to get on to this one. Actually really excited to see how those teams do, because they've had a lot of experience actually playing the mode, being brought out to the studios to test it out since it is an alpha. And I think it'd show us some high-level skill play in terms of like strategy. Would be really cool to see.
That, guys, is going to be coming up pretty much immediately after this match, so be sure to stick around whether you're here at the convention or on the stream. I want you here for the entire show today, so make sure you keep yourself tucked in and tuned in.
Yeah, because it's early, right? Tucked in. Got it.
Got it.
Nice.
People are still in bed at this point, I would imagine. So once more, folks, we are just waiting for our players to get set up into the game, and then we will be good to start our second map. Jumping into it, same one that you saw played before, very even map. Mirrored on either side, but I can hear the countdown in the background, so I think that means we are pretty much ready to start. And I think it is now nearly time, because of that, to jump back into the game and jump back into the action.
So one more map for Nitro, and they will be moving on into the finals. ROG Female have to come up big. They have to win 2 back-to-back now, which is going to be already difficult. They were already struggling to get the first capture themselves on the first map, and now to have to pull off pretty much 6 back-to-back in the next 2 maps. Going to be tough, but we're back into the action here. 5 seconds in. And let's see if Nitro can take this into 2-0, if ROG Female are going to take us to that 3rd map.
Here we go, players out of the gates. Once again, it's ROG Female playing as the red side. Our blue team is Team Nitro. And starting things off, we've got Visca looking to pick some players off with the glass cannon from range. Not even really needed, though, to be fair. Oh, it'd be the case, but no. A few trades are found in the middle there to bring the battle back at least a little bit into ROG Female's favor. But at the end of the day, it's once again still Nitro that's going to pick up the flag on the opener. They don't seem to keep it for very long, though, as it's pretty much immediately discarded and set back to the pedestal.
Yeah, Basha going to be sitting back there to protect that one again. The Hunter Mine's able to come through big at a Ruin side. Veggie's going to fall. And a lot of trades being done, but Ruin actually might have been able to pick up enough frags there to actually take the flag himself and go for the run, but instead going to regroup with the team. Try to make sure they don't lose track of what's happening.
And I believe playing on the tank there, so I was able to take a lot more front and forward fights as long as he doesn't go up against similarly HP'd players. Marcel, that won't be moving in alone. He's got Sturmwaffle with him to try and make a push, although they could have hidden that a little bit better. They could have waited, but regardless, it's now going to open an opportunity on the other side of the map. We will be seeing in a second here both flags that he picked up. Marcel is going to go for a run back through middle. Sturmwaffle's helped out with the support. He picked off an opponent moments ago on the left side on the retreat.
There we go. That's what we wanted to see.
That's a good pick right there. One more shot to take him out, but no. Glass cannon versus glass cannon fight. Neither has been able to find that kill so far, but Visca does actually find the trade back, knocks out the sniper from the other side, and has now opened up the floodgates for Marcel to work his way back over towards his base. But unfortunately, we're in that same situation again, where the rest of his teammates are gonna have to go across the map and drop ROG Female's carrier. Oh.
Can't just give him free shots like this. Finally, they're able to spot him out and actually dislodge him from this position. His HP on 5 health. One more shot would be enough, but they've lost the flag, and Nitro have scored yet again, taking 4 straight and putting themselves now 2 away from getting through to the winner's match.
There's the cap, a lot quicker on the drop this time, as we did see the members from Nitro able to sneak across a lot more quickly and get that drop. Didn't necessarily end up in as much of a stalemate as we had back in the last map there, and we had a bit of a tied situation, but it's once again Team Nitro that's pushed themselves forward early on here in the map.
I'm feeling like Aphrodite is actually the sniper within their team in CS as well. Had a great, finally figured out the position. I think they finally realized, like, all right, we can play from this high ground. So I would imagine, you know, Bosch is not going to have as much free time up there anymore. Maybe he needs to change his position up himself, but he's going to be going back up yet again, looking for Aphrodite to take him out of this fight and really just mitigate the amount of damage he's been able to do, because he's putting out so much work at the beginning.
Are going to have a little bit of we're going to have a little bit of some nade action going out into the middle here to start things off. A lot of damage going on to the players from ROG Female. Once again, 2 of them already been knocked out so far in the round. We've got 1 respawn quickly, but still 2 more are now down on the ground, and that's going to open up an opportunity for the flag to get stolen by the guys on Nitro, and nearly making it already halfway across the field. This is looking like another dominant performance from Nitro. At least ROG Female is going to have to try and find a way to stop this, but look at how aggressive Nitro are being.
And they had 1 player actually go back to try to take the flag away, but the thing is 4 of the players are locked in spawn. They're holding them there. Aphrodite's trying to do something about this, but the flag's about to actually pass. They're going to meet each other, I would imagine, on that side of the map. Nitro's still looking for that elimination, looking to capture this final flag. It looks like they've been able to actually take it away. I think ROG Female, yeah. Mayushka able to actually grab the flag and somehow escape this one. And actually, they might be able to get a capture here. The flag's been returned. Mayushka's on the run. I think this might be the first point here for ROG Female.
This is going to try to stop it, but I don't think that he'll be able to catch up in time here. It's too close to the pedestal now. There's the run in. No one else trying to steal it for the first time. We've got ROG Female getting a cap for themselves to tie this map up a little bit more.
I almost thought that was over, too. Mayushka coming up big. I think she was on the other side of the map by herself with 4 of her teammates locked in at their own spawn, and was able to steal away the flag, get away successfully with like 3 or 4 people coming directly at her, and get the capture. Really well done.
It's basically taking advantage on a little bit of over-aggression that we might have seen from Team Nitro there. They've been playing a very straightforward strategy themselves, but to be fair, they've just been winning more of the gunfight, so it's worked out for them. Finally, they get back cap, so they might have to worry a little bit about their strategy going forward, and maybe look to leave someone, such as maybe their glass cannon, in a more defensive position to watch out for that in the event someone tries to make a push of that nature. But here we go, folks, into the 3rd round of the map here now. Teams aren't going to get themselves onto map point that quickly. We had a dead heat, 1-1. Remember, it's 1st to 3 caps wins the map.
Alucard with 4 kills. Maybe has 2 assists in there as well, but 2 deaths. To be a long-range rocket launcher, but look at this. Mishapa and Maya going to push directly in. They have Alucard by himself. He's actually able to get the first one. The Hunter Mines come in, and they will be able to at least trade that out for 1 for 1. And even the healing. See, that's what you do. You heal your teammates as support, Blue.
Gotcha.
You don't use it for yourself.
I figured it out now.
All right, you got it. I'm glad you could learn. Next time we play, I better get some healing out of you. The push coming in. Mishapa trying to look for the kill onto Basha, and he's actually going to be potentially going down for this one. Alucard comes in with the respawn, and somehow, I think Bay even got a frag in there.
In the meantime, we did see ROG Female's flag get stolen away, so it's on the way back to the site. Problem is, as you can see, Bay's going to pick up the flag out of the base from Team Nitro, so they're also making a run, and we're once again going to be lost.
Flags go the same way?
Oh, they might be going the same way, so we could have ourselves a flag duel here.
Oh, behind Bay's got to get around this corner. He's got to run extremely fast. Mishapa might need to come back and actually help out Bay. The flag has actually been dropped on both sides, and both flags have been returned. A little bit unfortunate, but either way, great job at both teams to recover.
Storm Waffle just picking off one of the stragglers from ROG Female that was left after the flag ended up getting dropped. He's going to be able to quickly put them on a respawn timer. Right now, see Aphrodite here as well, struggling a little bit to try and lock down onto a target. Got the glass cannon into the open. She'll be able to find 1 against the tank, though she doesn't have the best odds, but all of her teammates rolling in. That is going to force our member from Nitro further back, and it's going to be Aphrodite moving in to finish off the job. Now you get the credit for the actual kill there.
On the high ground, that was Alucard able to take down Mishapa. Alucard might actually come in to steal away the flag, and you have to kind of wonder where the rest of ROG Female are. I'm imagining they're on the other side of the field and potentially getting the capture themselves. You see them all grouped up, 3 players, probably going to meet towards the middle. Mayushka off to the side, who was the big playmaker for the team last time, but can she do it again? I think she has Ruin inside to deal with in the own base.
Large group of players moving over towards the other
Rune
side.
actually left. Mayushka, can she escape this? So she's got to run fast. She's got targets closing all around her.
It's not looking like anyone from the blue side. It's not looking like anyone from the Team Nitro is going to be able to catch up in time. So once again, it's Dalucard first to get himself over towards the base. But now they have to hold. Now they have to wait this out a little bit further. So they have to try and hunt down the flag carrier from the other side. Once again, has it been dropped? No, not yet. That's continuing to make a run. And now we've got other players coming in from ROG Female to try and get the drop on this flag. There's the first, gonna sneak in. No spot of the flag just yet, but they nearly melt down that glass cannon. He's able to return the favor just in the nick of time. And Dalucard holding his own right now, making sure that he keeps the flag in check and that this round continues forward well into the favor of Team Nitro.
The problem is, because they had so many players playing defensively here, yes, they get the wipe on ROG Female, but to get across the map in time, they're gonna be respawned back in. So it's gonna be them now on the attack, trying to finish this one off, trying to get that return. As ROG Female get the respawns back in. Actually drop the flag here. Marcel's been able to come in. He gets the return as well.
Oh, the timing on that. As we do end up seeing it work out pretty much perfectly for our blue team. Perfectly for Team Nitro. So after losing their first cap, they do swing it back very quickly and are now able to claim a second round for themselves, putting them not only on map point once again, but putting them now on series point to push forward into the grand finals here today.
And more importantly, getting themselves one step closer to potentially get an NVIDIA shield and getting immortalized within the game. Not sure how they're being immortalized, but we kind of got teased it. It was going to be something big.
True, yeah.
It was going to be something big. That's what we got told.
Something big, something cool, I think is what they told us as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, still have another game to come up before they can get there. Another match, which will be a best of 5, if I'm not mistaken. We'll be doing best of 3s all the way up to that. But Nitro, they're on match point. They're up 2-1 currently. And it's pretty much all pressure on ROG Female now.
Here we go. Players once again out of the gates into the arena. And let us see if ROG Female can piece it back together, or if they are going to fall apart, and we will see Team Nitro instead push forward further into this tournament right now. All right, sneaking in, actually getting a lot of damage done. She goes relatively unnoticed. The problem is, kills are not meeting up with it. Sturmoff was going to be trying to do a lot of damage himself, but no, it doesn't end up going the direction he would have hoped. He gets knocked out entirely.
Walked into the Hunter Mines that were like right next to her too. A little unfortunate, but Dalucard able to pick up the flag in a second. Gets a great rocket launcher kill for Dita. Needs to turn around and get this one, but no, he gets a second. Dalucard might be just all they need here to finish off this round.
Blue flag returned.
To see as the flag for the blue team was getting stolen away for a second. So it was actually like Dalucard was going to stick around for a few moments extra to see if he could just drop the flag on the way. The flag is going to be stolen once again, though, from blue team's base, and it's looking like this time it might make its way a little bit further out. However, the problem is that player from ROG Female, she has virtually no support on the way out. So yeah, it's no surprise that she gets dropped relatively quickly. There's the return, and there's the cap. So it's Team Nitro to take our opening match, ladies and gentlemen. They will win it out here. 3-1 is a final app score, and 2-0 as the overall series score, moving them forward into the grand finals and sending ROG Female into our third place match a little bit later on.
And well done by them. Great teamwork overall. You saw Dalucard just kind of say, all right, well, I'm tired of you guys having all the attention. I want to take this game myself. The last 2 points they scored were off the back of him, and he pretty much single-handedly penetrated the defense that ROG Female put up on their own base. But well done to them. And of course, both teams will still have more matches to come up later on. And Nitro, got to be quite proud of them. You know, they had a pretty solid run. I think it was like 6-1 overall in score for them, and they looked good.
Definitely so. Looked very confident with their capabilities there, too. Definitely, I think, the first team to kind of catch on to the abilities a little bit more and kind of the secondary weapons. We saw a lot of heavy rocket usage coming out from them. They basically just spammed it at the beginning of the round. It was their opening strat to try and get as much damage out as possible. We saw the Hunter Mines becoming very popular later on in the game as well as our players got more used to it. We saw that deployed quite a bit there to try to catch players off guard in the middle. That was basically just the big battle that we had happening every single round that would eventually decide who could get to go for the cap first.
Not to mention, you think about how the maps went. You know, Basha playing the glass cannon, playing on the high ground, sniping as much as he possibly could. Just really shut them down for the first couple of rounds until Aphrodite actually challenged him and actually almost picked up the frag against him.
So it was a very close match indeed. But once again, our influence team Nitro was the one to come out on top. And with that, we are going to see them moving forward into the grand finals. We still have one more team that's yet to join them, and we're going to be finding out who that is in a little bit once more. It's going to be the Esports Student Association going up against POGCHAMP Boys for that honor. It's going to be coming up very, very soon, folks. Be sure to stick around for all the action today as we look to claim our first champion here in Shadowgun.
And that's going to be one of the most exciting matches, I think, those two teams going head-to-head, because they're both evenly matched. They both come from the game themselves, have been playing a long time, and actually been basically hand-selected to come in here to play this one as well. So we're going to see some really high-level strategy out of them, some really sick plays as well. I think we're going to see also like a little bit of a split-up and how they play. Instead of like rushing middle, maybe use the sides a little bit more and use those to their advantage.
Very much so. Once again, guys, we do want to remind you to sign up for the beta. The game is currently in alpha, but it will be coming to beta closer to the end of the year. So please be sure to head over to shadowgunwargames.com where you can find out more information on how you can sign up for the beta. It does look like we have an interview ready, however, with our winners. So let's send it over to James, well, to do that, to have us a nice interview.
Thank you, guys. First of all, a big round of applause and congratulations to Nitro on their win and massive victory, to be fair. Now, let's talk about it first of all. How was the communication for you guys? Was it easy to work out how you were going to come in and try and win that?
I did not expect that we like coordinate ourselves so good, but it worked out pretty good. We're happy with it, yeah.
Now, was there any kind of thought of your own in like tactical awareness on how you wanted to do it, where you wanted to position yourself, or was it just going for the kills and rush forward?
No, we were trying to be a little bit tactical, like one pushes this lane, another one goes there, and it somehow worked out.
Now, you've made it to the grand finals. We're coming up against, you'll find out who your opponent's going to be afterwards. But after this win, do you just feel like, hey, I'm in Germany, it's home soil, I'm easily going to be able to win this now?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can like take the whole thing home. We'll see.
Well, you've got a lot of supporters cheering for you out there. Any words for the crowd?
Yeah, thank you for the crowd. You're the best.
Congratulations, man. Thank you very much. We got some more great guns coming your way, guys. Do not go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick break, but the second game and finding out who's going to make it to that grand final will be coming up real soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. And the match is about to begin. Sure to be a regular old clash of titans.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Shadowgun War Games here at Gamescom 2018. We found one team that's made it to the grand finals, but now it's for our next team to make their way onto the stage and get these games underway. So we saw some fantastic action early on, but these two teams that are coming up, I'm quite interested to see what they can bring to the table. Now, the first team we're going to bring out, they've got probably the best meme name going. Please give a big round of applause for POGCHAMP BOYS! So we have one team with the meme name, and we have another team who, they've gone the other route. It's the Esports Student Association. Now, one name may be a bit of fun, the others may be more serious, but it's all about what happens on the server and who's going to get that spot to the grand final. Bringing you all the action and guiding you through it all once again is Jason and John.
Thank you for that much, man. We do appreciate it. And this is going to be a great game, Blue. We've got two teams who have played this a hell of a lot, who have taken this game to another level strategy-wise and skill-wise, and I'm really curious to see how this one breaks down.
Very much so, and it's going to be exciting to see that now as the teams hopefully are a little bit more familiar with a layout that they want to go for at the start of this matchup, maybe a little bit more familiar with the class they want to jump into at the start of the match. So because of that, we'll hopefully be seeing ourselves have a little bit more competitive action this time, and a true winner to come out of this one to push themselves into the grand finals.
As we did see in our first match of the day with Nitro up against ROG Female. Again, Basha, the person I'm always going to mention, playing the glass cannon, playing on the high ground, unpunished for a majority of the game. I would imagine when it comes to these two teams, though, we're not going to see that happen yet again. I don't think it's going to be a possibility. Maybe it'll happen one time, and then it'll be shut down, the consecutive rounds after. And we have to also keep in mind of how, they start the round. In the last match, we had a lot of the teams just rush middle, just zerg that position, try to take control of it. A lot of explosives did a ton of work in those positions. I'd imagine here it's going to be a different... Don't break those. Those are expensive, man. Don't break them. It comes out of our paycheck. But I'd imagine we're going to see things like switch up, quite a bit. We're using those side alleys a hell of a lot more to, obviously not clumped together to be exploded at the same time.
You definitely expect your more heavier classes with a lot more HP, like your tanks and runners, to be right in the front, basically, and try to take that fight early on in the middle. Meanwhile, classes like the glass cannon, who we saw basically always going for that top position in the last round, probably going to do the same exact thing here. We're going to see the sniper get into that position, try to rack up as many kills as possible to put the opposing team on respawn and open up a window for those heavier classes and the runner to specifically move forward and obviously attempt to get a flag cap and then start the run from that point forward back the other way. That's usually what we see the opening battles come down to, and I would imagine that that is going to be the same thing here, at least at the start.
And the thing is, as we've been mentioning time and time again, the respawns do get longer as the match goes on. You obviously have to think about the way you want to attack and those trades you have to make to be successful. What I'm curious about is how are they going to go about the initial like strategy of attacking these points? Do they have these like set plays? You know, if you think of other like FPS games, you have these like set, you know, let's go with plan A, or, you know, when you think about sports, like let's do play number 1 to actually make that successful attack work. Because you need to have a ton of people alive. You know, in the last match alone that we saw, you know, getting the flag wasn't difficult, but getting your flag back was the hard part. And obviously when you're the one holding the flag and you're in your own spawn and you're, you know, sitting there trying to wait to capture the flag, you have to be very careful about how you take those fights, especially knowing that if you do lose out on your team with the, you know, with the insanely long respawn time, you're probably going to be overrun.
Now, to be fair, we did see Nitro making a few free runs right at the start, but as soon as we saw ROG Female catching on, it was a constant struggle where we were seeing both flags being taken away. So I'm imagining, since both of our teams are a little bit more experienced here, that we are going to see those stalemates happen a bit more often.
Look at that, no one even going down the center, so a completely different style. Actually, I take that back. We do have one team going down that direction. POGCHAMP Boys in blue, and Dev already pushing through to Lacart, trying to actually pick up this elimination. He's going to be able to do just that. So it's going to be an initial 1-for-1 trade. Labido on the high ground, go for the big jump as well, trying to catch out a target. Puts the mines directly next to him. That was a meme right there. That was great.
Him right down.
He didn't even shoot him. He just wanted to kill him with the ability.
Just stood in his face, watched the mines explode in a big fireball right there. So that's given actually a lot of room for our red team here to work with at the start of the round. They, I think, knock out 2 or 3 of their opponents. Only 1 is traded out in the process. Lapidlo's going to move in, but here's the problem. They've lost the flag in the process. Lapidlo's going to move in and try to steal this flag away, and will pretty easily get it. He's even got support from players like Jeremy here that could try to help him out by causing a ruckus as he escapes with that flag. But remember, like I said before, his own team's flag is still away from the base. They have to try and find a way to drop it and return it. Otherwise, this is going to turn into another stalemate very, very quickly.
Well, luckily for them, respawns are coming back in, so relatively early on into this game. Lapidlo going to be the one holding on to this one inside of his own spawn. I'd imagine he's come down to these next attacks. Any of these frags are going to be huge. Bladetron is actually sneaking behind them here. He's going to be taken down by Lapidlo. Vlada going to get a response as well. So keeping things equalized, a 4-piece now. 4 left alive.
Blue team dropped the flag.
What Tilo's doing, though, he's going to be able to move in now, go for a quick cap opportunity. Dives right into it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go, our red team pushing ahead. They're going to pick up the opening round, and that will put them up 1-0 here on the opening map of the series.
You saw there, just like the complete change in style. Basically, no one went middle for ESA. We did have POGCHAMP Boys send 2 or 3 players there. They're actually more about taking that high ground, more about denying the vision, and then obviously the calls you can make from those positions of telling your teammates where enemies are. So they took away the vision, then they just pushed off the back of that. And also the way they held the flags, not sitting on the capture, sitting off to the side so they can force those one-on-ones and force people down into a tight area. Here we go, about to kick off the second round here. Already 1-0 up now for ESA, up against POGCHAMP Boys.
Some big opening stuff from ESA, and we'll see if they take that same kind of calculator route again. And you can see that they are pretty much entirely avoiding the direct path towards middle. Way different of a play style than we saw from our previous matchup. Here, it looks like guys like Lapidlo are just going to be holding the side lane, trying to time their shots to counter out any direct push we would see, but unfortunately it's a bit off the mark. Ethnic in the meanwhile, taking some duels from the top side. Some decent damage out into the opposing team's tank. In fact, knocking it out entirely. The trade's coming right back at them, though, as the players from ESA are going to be losing one of their own at the start here as well.
Ethnic trying to look for another avenue. Again, they punished him immediately. Lacart going to come around the corner to Dethane, looking to pick up this elimination. He will get it. In fact, Lapidlo as well picks up one. Now Vlada trying to go for the flank in Lacart, who doesn't know is actually going to be there, but it doesn't matter. He gets it nonetheless. And you can see the frustration on that bottom left-hand side of your screen. He's not happy about losing out against that duel. Now Blade might fall, and he's just continuing his rampage here.
Blade, unfortunately, just getting surrounded there. Not a whole lot of room to work with going up against both players coming in from ESA, and now they're going to try to dive in for a flag steal attempt here too. The problem is it's timed just with the respawns that we're seeing come in from POGCHAMP Boys. So they as well are going to have a lot of players set here to defend it, and unfortunately it's just not the right time to make this push. They'll back up a little bit, wait things out further before attempting to try that once again. Meanwhile, Mastek's got himself with a push outside, but look at this, the cart is holding them on. It's holding them to the inside of their spawn, not letting them move anywhere.
Yeah, Tsietzi's going to fall. Vlada able to pick up, I think, 2, and Lacart's able to respawn himself. It looks like they might be able to pick up the flag. You can see the respawns. 2 people are alive and trying to come back in. 1 second on another respawn. He's trying to run away. It looks like Lacart's got his Nikes on. He's moving back across the map as fast as he possibly can. And not only if they catch up to him, they still have Lapidlo to deal with, who does a hell of a lot of damage with the 100 mines.
Lapidlo is taking a lot of damage, though, as he backs up himself. Oh, and he just barely gets picked off as he gets behind that wall.
It's a sacrifice for the team, sacrifice for the greater good. This flag is about to reach the cap yet again. Here we're looking at potentially a 2-0 lead for ESA.
Arinek looking to hold off the last line of defense here in the meanwhile, and Deep Thane's going to try to move in to steal the flag away, but it's going to be way too late. Red team, ESA, once again, picks up another point, another cap for themselves, and they are now only one more away from taking the first map of the series.
All right, so pressure's now on here for POGCHAMP boys, being down 0-2. ESA trying to not only win those sweet NVIDIA shields, got one myself. Not to brag, yeah, got one myself. But obviously to be immortalized in the game that they love to play, to be able to show their friends, you know, to show their family, like, hey, that's me. I'm in the game. How many people in the world can say that?
Probably not a lot.
Not a lot, no.
Not for that game.
No, not for most games,
That's
to be
very true,
honest.
yeah. It's definitely a cool feat, something to tell your friends about at the minimum. So you'll be seeing here the ESA squad looking for that honor, for that glory, if they can find it. They still have to make it through the rest of not only this map, but try to close out one more here as well, if they want that opportunity. And they, of course, still have the grand final set before them, before they even get an attempt at that.
See them just talking some things over here, ESA. I mean, they're already up 2-0, looking fairly confident coming into this. And they're looking good. I mean, the way they've been attacking, you saw when they went for like the final attack onto the flag, right? They were in the enemy spawn. They had 2 people on the high ground. They, I think, had 2 or 3 pushing from the main gate. And they're able to just kind of overwhelm them. They're able to attack them from so many different angles, and they got so many favorable trades, which is obviously something we didn't really see happen a lot in the last match, that kind of strategic depth. But you're seeing, you know, ESA has definitely come prepared for this one. And we're now about to kick off our 3rd round here, ladies and gentlemen. Can we have a 3-0 in the first map, or a POGCHAMP boys be able to come back?
We did see as well a more smart play, I would say, coming in from ESA there too, because there was an opportunity where 2 of them tried to push and steal the flag away. But as I had mentioned in that moment, it was timed a little bit poorly, as it was exactly when POGCHAMP boys had most of their players coming out of spawn. So they just held it back a little bit, waited to regroup with the majority of their players, and as well, more importantly, waited for a few more from the opposing side to splinter off, and that allowed them to make the push. Speaking of pushes,
spread out.
Lapidlo now moving in, those Hunter Mines doing a load of damage, and all 3 kills because mainly of those Hunter Mines going the way of Lapidlo, just wipes the board clean of pretty much everyone from POGCHAMP boys there.
This is why you group up. You don't group up against explosives. Yeah, a lot of the class of resistance to that, but it doesn't really matter. Now we're gonna see the counter push come back in. They're gonna charge straight into them. Mastic able to get the first with a shield being thrown out to try to help them the best they can. Lapidlo's able to respawn, but it's just a bloodbath here between these 2 teams.
Lapidlo, though, still looking for any opportunities he might be able to get to try and knock out any more of these players, but it won't even be needed. They all are eliminated, all except for 1 who I think is just respawned. He's going to be the only one that can stop Lapidlo now.
But it's the tank, he's carrying it.
And he's got a nice little heal field to run through here as well. He's going to get a nice little refill on the way out, so he's making good progress. He's well on his way to the cap, got behind that first safe wall, and now has started to full wrap around for the final cap that will win them the map.
Yeah, I think even POGCHAMP boys realize there's no way they're going to catch up to him. This man is fast. Usain Bolt fast. Ethane, though, he tries to say something about this. At least gets a couple more kills on the board for himself, but he's going to fall. And Lapidlo coming in with the final flag, the final nail in the coffin, and that's the first map done.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, our red team, that's going to be the Esports Student Association. They will push ahead. They will now be at a series point position at 1-0. 1 more map separates them and a position in the grand finals. We'll have a chance to go up against Team Nitro for that first place prizing.
Yeah, well done by them. They make it look almost all too easy. I think that was, what, a 5-minute first map?
Yeah, something like that. Very, very quick overall. Just 3 straight caps, running them all directly for the most part as well. Not even really a whole lot of stalemates either, so their opponents struggling just to actually take the flag from their opponent's base, let alone try to make runs from it towards the other side. I think they only successfully took it across the map 1 time. So we're going to have to see that massively improved going into the second round if they want to have a hope of getting back into this series. They want to have a hope at that spot in the grand finals.
I think for POGCHAMP boys, they need to figure out what's going on, because when 3 of them were grouped, I don't know what these hand motions are. I think he's just trolling us. But no, like the grouping there, they actually did, where they had 3 people sticking together, and the Hunter Mine came through and just absolutely decimated them. Obviously, you want to stay together for the healing, right? But you don't want to stay together for AoE damage, and that cost them like a big amount of momentum in the first in that round.
Definitely seemed to be the case. Quick reminder once again, ladies and gentlemen, that this game currently is an alpha, but it will be entering closed beta very, very soon as we approach the end of the year. So be sure to go ahead and pre-register for that beta over at the website, which once again is going to be at shadowgunwargames.com. Be sure to go ahead over there and find out all the information you need on the development and how you can get involved. Be sure to check out Shadowgun Legends as well, which is currently available on both the Google Play and App Store if you're interested in getting a little bit of taste of the action before the beta opens up later on in the year.
Not to mention, I believe they actually won the best mobile game at Gamescom 2018. So that's quite an honor to have for them, with all the publishers here showing off their games, all their pretty little pieces. And right now, I think everyone's focused on this match here. ESA, looking good, looking very good actually, and proving to be, to show why they deserve to be invited here. POGCHAMP boys, they need to come back. The pressure's pretty much all on them. There's a couple of good individual plays. They're able to get the flag once. But once isn't going to be enough, especially when that flag didn't even make it across the halfway point.
Yeah, very much so. So, point of that from the POGCHAMP boys needs to be massively improved. Otherwise, we are going to be looking at a very straightforward series here with the guys from ESA moving on into the next round here. It's just going to be a few more minutes, guys, as we are loading our players into the match now. And as soon as we do have them, it will be time to start our second map. Seeing if the guys from POGCHAMP boys will be able to bounce back at all. Once again, as a reminder, it will be the same map that we'll be jumping onto. A very symmetrical map. So not a whole lot going to be changing here. Just about adjusting for any mistakes the POGCHAMP boys might have been making and looking for a way to get back into the game through fixing those mistakes.
It all comes down to that start, too. I mean, considering the respawns weren't really that long, I guess we should say, at that stage of the game. They still lost way too many people early on, and obviously that high ground is going to be a major factor when we do go to the starts. It looks like we've actually, no, not even started just yet. A little bit of warm-up for the players. Get themselves ready to go. Obviously, POGCHAMP boys, you don't want to drop out the first game, because there's no chance to get back up into the first, or into that grand final match. It's only a single elimination tournament. It's not a double elimination. Those second chances for these teams.
All right, guys, we are pretty much ready to go here. It should be restarting in just a moment. And I believe we'll be going live. So be sure to stick with us here, as it's time now to jump into the second map. And here we go, folks. The players have been let out of the gates. We are indeed into the match. Colors will remain the same. ESA playing for the red side, and POGCHAMP boys will be on the blue team.
Oh, Ikanik. Yeah, the glass cannon playing from the high ground. Jernik actually already very low on HP, down below half. Tietze as well, as he's going to potentially get overrun here. They're trying to actually attack towards the right-hand side. Iknik's trying to actually provide some sort of support, but he's lost on 2 players already before that even happened. And again, Lapidlo comes in with those 100 mines. Just absolutely decimates Dethane.
A lot of players, we can see, just getting right up in the face of their opponents with those mines, and it's so far been working out very well for everyone that's done that. So once again, good clear coming out from the guys on ESA. Just about getting their men together. They did lose quite a few of that opening engagement as well. So now it's about moving them forward, getting them into a good position to continue the push and actually get them over towards the flag point here. Lapidlo, once again, actually put into a bit of a bad spot. He's going to rush away way across the midfield now.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back for more. He wants more of these kills. Eventually will fall down. Jernik, though, coming in from the backside, gets Dethane down. Blade's going to push into him. 100 mines come in. And Jernik doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Just wipes him clean off the board right there. So that is going to lead to his elimination. And already a little bit more fight coming into this one from the guys over on the POGCHAMP boys. Blade specifically still in that fight. Just stayed in an engagement for far too long. And of course, with the cart jumping on him from the other side, is going to lead to a quick elimination. Tietze as well is able to find one for himself. He's now in a bad spot, as unfortunately he's been surrounded by his opponents here. So has to back up a little bit, wait for an opportunity to regroup so that they can all push in and look for the flag cap.
Hard to sit behind that shield. You don't have extra cover. Has Lapidlo coming back in again. That tank, he's just rushing straight through them. He just doesn't care at all. He takes down the first one. Dethane's going to fall. Comes in for the second. Lacart's going to pick up that one. And that was a real opportunity. We could see this flag being picked up.
There we go. 3 players from ESA diverging onto the cap point here now. So they've got it guaranteed picked up. Problem is, they're not necessarily going to have the easiest time getting it out of here. That nade doing massive damage. Generation Field goes onto the ground to try and get him a little bit more health back, but no, flag's gonna get dropped on the way out, and unfortunately, the only other player that was here from ESA had already jumped up onto that boost pad to try and run away from this, so he did not give himself an opportunity to pick the flag back up. He's gonna start from square one again and head back to the pedestal.
So now on the respawn, 13 seconds left for players to get back in. You can see, unfortunately, Vlad is gonna go down. That's a 20-second respawn, and 20 seconds is more than enough time to get to one of these flags and potentially cap it over. Tietze again gets another one. And to Dethane, even spraying the dead body for good measure to make sure he's dead. A quick little double tap. No zombie apocalypse for him, and that was a great shot. I think he was supercharged on that one.
I think he's finding a nice snipe from up on top. Tietze having to dive down, though, as he's going to start making the push once again over towards the blue team flag point. Using the blink to give him a little bit of extra movement there, too, to push himself forward. And now he's got himself into the base. Finds himself an engagement versus Vlada, but Vlada comes out on top, picks up 2 kills before getting traded out to Lacart. So 2-for-1 trade. The okay, I guess, for the guys over here on our red team. But now ESA once more has to try and find a push outside. Lacart's taking charge, getting a little bit of health back as he thankfully runs through the healing field on the way out. And this time, he'll be able to successfully make it out. And he's well on his way towards capping the flag.
Right. Is there going to be anyone there to actually stop this one? Anyone there to steal away this flag? Cannot currently see towards the left-hand side. Looks like no, though. Jets going to get the respawn back in. JerryNex just trying to hold them back in spawn to make sure there's no chance for them to get across this map. And I think we're finally going to have that first capture done 3 minutes and 40 seconds in.
JerryNex playing it smart here as well, holding himself in a more aggressive position, basically just to waste time, give Lecart the moment he needs, the score right there, and put the guys from ESA ahead once again at the start of the second map of the series.
Out to a fantastic start. 2 more to go, and they're going to be having their grand final berth to play up against Nitro a little bit later on today. We still have the 3rd, 4th place match to happen after this. The loser of this will go up against ROG Female. Obviously still focusing on this one to be immortalized, to get a free NVIDIA shield. It's something got free since you had to play to win it.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. First place trophy as well.
It's not free, it's a prize. That's the clarification.
Free to prize?
No, I'm saying it's not free, it's a prize.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is why you're here, you know, to make me...
I'm the clarification guy. I don't know if that's the title you want, to be honest.
You got it now. Yeah. Blue, the clarification guy. And the only thing that needs clarifying now is this push coming in from ESA, already onto the left-hand side. JerryNex. Oh, those 100 mines going to come in again. Oof. It just seems he just has an attraction to them because they come from every time, but he does get to himself.
Finds a few players traded back out on the way. Tietzy maybe biting off a little bit more than he can chew with this push right here, but Nick thankfully is going to be able to dive in there and as well contribute to this situation as both him and Lecart are able to pick up 2 more frags, giving an opportunity to our red team, to the guys from the Esports Student Association, to make a push forward and go for a quick cap again.
It's not over just yet. I don't think they're going to have a clean capture for now. Lecart trying to get back across the map here. Again, 1-for-1 trades happening currently in that battle. 1-for-1 is not going to net a push in. I think a central turret was popped down. Vada's going to be decimated by Lecart. Pushed in towards the side. Even you can see them actually respawning back in. You can see them just kind of playing defensively. Even gets a res onto a teammate so they can actually continue to push through. JerryNex is going to be here, and JerryNex has an easy spawn to multiple targets. Mastech should have no chance in this 1v3, but Debbie's going to be there to actually help him out.
So, with our guys from ESA continuing to push forward here, kind of throwing themselves at the wall a little bit, unfortunately, as a result of what we have been seeing here before. Maybe expanding their players out just a little bit too much. Unfortunately, that is going to allow the guys on POGCHAMP Boys to maybe get a little bit of movement on the field themselves here. Time will continue to tick up, though, and it does look like, as you may have noticed before, we had a small issue with players and spawn there, so we are going to pause the game really quickly and look to fix that.
I just thought it was being smart, like smart use of game mechanics there.
Yeah.
Just hopping out for a quick shot, hopping back in,
yeah.
You know, so he couldn't be shot down.
Peek in, peek out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's smart. Just going to get that quickly fixed, and we should be back underway. Currently, it's a 1-0 lead for Esports Student Association. I'm looking generally to be the team that's in control here, Blue. I think about, you know, coming up later on, it's potential for some sick shots. Ikanik up against Basha. If they do obviously meet in the grand final, the high ground control between the 2 glass cannon players.
Both times, though, that's been like the highlight play as well, seeing those players just pick players off with 1 or 2 shots. It's been very interesting to watch, especially considering that, especially coming from a mouse and keyboard perspective myself. It's always nice to see a little bit of skill on a different peripheral, and seeing it used on the touch is always interesting to see as mobile comes into the gaming world more and more here.
And these guys are actually playing on phones, I believe. I think earlier on when we were playing on Tuesday, we were playing on some tablets, some good old iPads. Obviously makes it easier the bigger it is. In the meantime, you can see ESA just talking things over. Obviously, that hasn't been as clean of rounds as we kind of saw on the first map, right? They've actually struggled quite a bit more. We've seen POGCHAMP Boys start to really step up as the series went on.
Have they stepped up enough, though, is the question. They've only been able to really just delay the inevitable, it seems like, so far. But here we go, folks. It looks like we have fixed the issue. So we're jumping back in. The game has been unpaused, so we are going to continue on now.
Hopefully for Dev and the rest of POGCHAMP Boys' sake, he's actually all fixed and good to go. TFC's able to get a kill onto Blade. D-Thane's going to fall in a second. The car not going to have much more of an easier shot than that.
Yeah. Just walks right up and gets the casual. Couple of frags right there. Put himself ahead. Cart will now be grouping up with JerryNex as they will push forward here to try to make a push to steal away the flag now. And as they move up, they're going to be a little bit more cautious. They know they've got a few players here from POGCHAMP Boys about to roll out of spawn. They're going to try to pick them off on the way to just reset their spawn timer once again, forcing them back. JerryNex Still holding around the corner.
Running
but
out
as
of
we
people
can
though. They have 2 players left,
Yeah.
and they have long respawn timers too. They have to stay alive. Journey gets a kill on a defense, all up to Blade by himself, up against 5, and that shield's gonna provide so much cover. Journey gets another one. Now the flag could be taken. It could be stolen away. They have to jump back in and try to stall. MADFINGER behind you. Turn around, son. Lecard's running away with the flag.
He's already gotten away with it, though. That's the problem. Nobody's even on his tail. And from the looks of it, it doesn't look like anyone from the other side is even close to ninjing it. So we are going to see another clean run, more than likely, come out from our red team, from the guys in the Esports Student Association. And that will net them a second cap, one more away. And they'll have claimed a spot here today in the grand finals. But of course, we have to see that run get completed first. Should be very close towards it. Just a quick stop off in the midfield. And now he's well on his way again. They're trying to cap this flag, even taking a long route.
A quick little victory lap around the map here. I would do that.
Definitely taking a lengthy run, that's for sure.
I would actually, if it's a final score, stay next to the flag and actually not capture it.
Get a
just
little gloaty with it there.
You know, to kind of like, hey, you guys, oh no, you can stop me, you got this, and then just slam it in right in front of them, Space Jam style.
We're not going to see that just yet, but maybe we'll have to look forward to something like that on the upcoming rounds. They're definitely feeling good about their position. And like I said before, for the ESA, it's now only one more cap away from them and controlling a spot in the grand finals, potentially looking for that first place prize if they are able to knock out the boys from Nitro, who have already made their way there in the game that happened a little bit early on today, for any of you folks out there in the audience or at home who might have missed that.
So the question is, when are we going to get to play against them and just show them really how to play, how to smash them?
I don't think
we're undefeated.
I don't think that's part of the program today,
But we're undefeated though, Blue.
That's true.
We did win, I think, both games we played on Tuesday.
We may have not been playing against full teams.
It might have been 3-on-1. Yeah. And we barely won.
Might have been 3-on-1.
But it still is undefeated. It still counts. You know what, Blue? Anyways, 2-0 here for ESA as they're going for that potential final push. A lot of players grouped up here at a POGCHAMP Boys to push in the same direction. Again, explosives could be just devastating to their entire team. But luckily for them, I don't think we do have the tank class over here to actually just demolish them.
We are going to be seeing everyone from POGCHAMP Boys start their push towards the inside now. Already starting to make a lot of ground. And once again, unfortunately for the POGCHAMP Boys, it is primarily ESA picking up a lot of the frags here, although on the respawns now, we are going to see a push attempt come in for the POGCHAMP Boys. I don't know how well it's working though. Tietzy, along with Lapidlo now, as they bring a few players back.
Pushed in from that direction, and then the rest of ESA is like, all right, we'll flank behind you. And Tietzy was like, all they needed to actually stall them and disrupt them. But the problem is, yes, you got those kills, but it's not going to net you a flag pickup here. You have to do it another time.
Well, that's the odd thing is we did see, for the first time in a while, we did see the POGCHAMP Boys actually kind of winning the opening battle and forcing quite a few members of ESA onto respawn. The problem is that they didn't finish off the final 3, so they were just allowed to walk back, regroup back at spawn, and knock out those 2 players, pretty much just flipping the situation directly to the other side. So it has now brought us back into a similar situation where it's pretty much all the ESA roster controlling this map right now. 3 were just dead from the side of POGCHAMP Boys a moment ago, and they're doing a great job of controlling your spawn too.
Oh, MADFINGER though, he's actually pushed through the entire attacking squad. I think he might be able to sneak in here just in the nick of time to take this flag. I don't know if he's going to successfully be able to take the flag back, but he's got at least buy time for his team to get back in. Able to get the kill onto Blade, and Dev able to take down Lapidlo. But MADFINGER should be there to secure the flag in just a few seconds.
No cap attempts happening though just yet, and that is going to leave MADFINGER open to run in and take it himself. So if he can complete the run, might be looking at a bit more of an even-killed situation now, bringing us up to a 2-1 scoreline overall. No attempt so far from ESA to actually take the flag from the blue team's pedestal. They've been unable to approach it all of a sudden here, as this is just a massive change in pace from what we normally had.
Ikenik behind you.
The shotgun coming in from the heavy there is still going to be able to do a lot of damage, but it's not enough. He's still standing tall. In the meanwhile, though, Tietzy was able to move forward, stole the flag from their side, quickly got dropped, however, but it was enough of a distraction to keep his teammates away and allow for ESA to successfully return their own flag and now make a more successful pickup this time as they've got their tank controlling it. Lapidlo is going to start the run back the other direction and look to make that final cap to give his team not only this map, but the match as well.
The last 2 players for POGCHAMP Boys, they have to go huge here. They're able to take the flag deep in. Look at me running in the direction of Lapidlo, though. Tietzy's behind him. The card's going to be heading in his direction as well if they pick this up. If Dethan cannot escape the... Oh, my lord! The rocket launcher comes through, connects him directly in the face, and it's bot time for the team to spawn back in and chase him down. MADFINGER gets the return, so does the card, and it's not over just yet here, Blue.
Oh, it is not, as we are going to see both teams picking up their flags at pretty much the exact same time, back to square one for both of these teams, and it is looking like our players from the ESA are going to try to make the more aggressive move first here. Will it work out for them? Well, with the kills coming in from Tietzy like that, it's looking like that will indeed be the case. Finds 2 kills. Nice dodge coming in there from Tietzy too. Gets himself out of the way of Blade for a moment. Tries to reposition. It's going to be Lapidlo that picks up the next kill. And of course, Lecart now stealing the flag away and trying to complete the final run needed for them to win the map.
This is going to be tough to do. You can see that flag's past the halfway point. Is anyone there in POGCHAMP Boys? They only have one person left alive here. This could be the final hopes and dreams of POGCHAMP Boys from getting to the grand finals, just dwindling away. We're going to see the final slam come in here in just a few seconds. Lacart, no one's going to be there, and ESA will be your second grand finalist team.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A dominant performance coming in from the Esports Student Association. They take it handily in a 2-0 fashion. Almost never being contested on caps whatsoever. In fact, I think that pretty much remained the case for the entire series. So definitely our most dominant performance yet. And it's pushed the ESA onwards into the grand finals to play off against Team Nitro a little bit later on. But remember, folks, first, we are going to be having our third place match. That will feature, once again, the POGCHAMP Boys. And they'll be going up against ROG Female.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, I think, for both those two teams there. POGCHAMP Boys not able to get a single capture themselves. I think they only got the flag, I think, 2 times in total, actually, like holding it in their hands. Or ROG Females up against Nitro actually got to cap themselves. It's going to be a tough game, but obviously that's still going to come up in just a few moments of time. But ESA, I mean, they're looking damn good.
Looking strong.
Looking unstoppable.
They have a plan going into every engagement, it seems like, as well. That's something that we haven't really seen out of a lot of our other teams yet. Take a look at the bracket, by the way, and see where exactly we're looking at there, just to give you guys a picture of how things have happened. Our first game with Nitro taking that one quite handily. They won it in a 2-0 fashion, and ESA just pulling off the same exact thing. And that, of course, has set up both of our remaining matches for the day that you saw there on the right side. Yeah, and obviously going to the grand finals will be best of 5. Before we get there, though, we have to do that 3rd, 4th place match, as we've been talking about for quite a while now. But you know, look at the players for ESA. I don't even know who to call out in particular as being like a real stand-up player. If I look at how Nitro played, Basha has to be the person for me because the way he was using the glass cannon character. But for ESA, like, everyone had their moments. Especially Lepidlo when he was playing the tank, the Hunter Mines, just tracking down 3 players and blowing them up at the same time. Really well done. Tank's turning into a favorite of mine with the play that we saw there from Lepidlo. But it does look like we have another interview ready with James with our winners. Let's send it over to him.
Thank you, guys. I'm joined by Mark from ESA, and well, they had a very dominant performance there. They didn't really give you much competition, so explain how you got this good at this.
Yeah, actually, we kind of had an opportunity to train like the other guys, to be honest. Yeah, so I guess that's it. We were talking all time about it because we had the opportunity to test the game, you know, in the very, very, very early stage, and we fell in love with that. You know, we are not mobile gamers, and we totally fell in love with that, and we are going to be mobile gamers right now. I can tell you that.
Now, what's not to love about the game? Now, just tell me one thing. Obviously, you said they both have practice. You've both had some time to play. Does that mean you guys practiced harder?
Yeah, because we got the mental training.
Now, the Esports Student Association, that's... Explain it to me, a team, because it's not something I've heard of before, and tell the people out there.
Yeah, we are a completely new thing back in Czech Republic. We are about to create a university league, you know, for all the students in our Czech Republic, and we want to get bigger. We want to be part of Europe esports, so we want to bring something new for the students back in Czech Republic. That's the thing. That's the whole thing. We want to create offline tournaments so people has the opportunity to play, to meet, and network with each other. You know, so students can meet the students from Brno, for example, and from the Prague, and have a discussion about how's going on things, have a beer, have a Red Bull, and play the game.
I love it. I love it. Now, one final question. Now, you saw the other team play, right? And they've made it to the grand finals, who you're going to be facing. Do you think they stand a chance against you guys?
Well, to be honest, I think they do. I think they do because the game is unpredictable when you have the good strategy. So if they had the mental training right now, they stand a chance.
Thank you very much for your time, Mark, and good luck getting into that grand final. This has been a very exciting start. We've got our 3rd place decider coming up. The question is, can Mark and the ESA guys take that grand final and take that championship home? It's the first one we're seeing here. It's still with plenty more action to come. Don't go anywhere. We're having a short break, but the 3rd place decider is coming right up.
this is the fat rat. The fat rat. Yo, this is the fat rat. The fat rat.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. And the match is about to begin. Sure to be a regular old clash of titans.
We'll get there. Now, they may have lost their opening matches, but this is their chance at redeeming factors. We're going to see the two teams play out for their third place decider. The question is, how do we think this is going to go? Let's welcome on the first team. They're back once again. They may have lost out on the first game, but they're going to give it a try, and they've got to place it against the ladies. It's the POGCHAMP boys! And their opponents, the ladies, trying to bring their A-game back to this and at least walk away with a third place finish. Please, one more time for the ROG Females. Now, you guys in the crowd, I got one question for you. You want me to, right now for me, cheer for which team you think is going to win. So if you think it's going to be the POGCHAMP boys, give me a loud roar now. Ooh, ooh. Okay. What about if you think it's going to be the ROG Females? Well, let's see if it works out in your favor. We're going to give it back over to Blue and Jason to take you through the game.
Well, I think we know who the crowd's cheering for here, Blue.
It seems like it, yeah. We've got a pretty decided vote from that little quick poll we had there, so.
Yeah, that quick poll, which was basically completely one-sided. Yeah, this is going to be a third, fourth place match. I think third place, if you win, you get a nice little trophy. Fourth place, I think you get absolutely nothing, if I'm not mistaken. But you have to come out to Gamescom, you get to experience the whole event, you get to meet a lot of cool people and see a lot of cool things. And yeah, we're obviously going to be able to keep this one out very short. This is going to be best of 3 yet again before we do get to our best of 5 grand finals, which will be Nitro up against the Esports Student Association. It's even talking to a couple of players. I think one of them's actually dating a player on ROG Female, and he's like, I can't lose to her. I can't let this happen. Yeah. I got to beat her. I want to see him lose now.
A lot on the line now.
Just for that.
The stakes have risen, so to speak.
This is probably like the most high-stake game for them as well. So you guys are just joining us. This is a CTF game mode, so capture the flag. It's the first of 3 does win the round, or sorry, does win the map, and it's to be a best of 3 in maps in total. There's 5 different classes you can play from, all with different abilities and all different weapons. And obviously you have to be very careful about what you do choose. We got to see ROG Female play up against Nitro early on, where they unfortunately did lose 2-0, but they were able to capture a point, capture a flag, where POGCHAMP Boys weren't able to in their match just prior up against ESA.
It's a little bit hard to compare, unfortunately, just due to the fact that we don't have the best idea of where the skill comes in for the 2 teams that end up winning that match. We'll get a better picture of that when we get to our grand finals following this up. So it's going to be a little bit hard to tell now how they'll clash going on to this match. But it's going to be coming up, guys, very soon. We just heard now that the players are starting their load in. So as soon as they've completed that, we'll be pretty much ready to rock and roll to start off this next series. In fact, as you can see, some of our players have already loaded in. They're just getting warmed up now as they wait for the remainders to get into the match.
And we're going to see if maybe ROG Female have been able to fix a couple of the problems they did have in their last match. Dealing with the glass cannon players was something they really struggled against with Basha, just time and time again, pummeling from the high ground. And we see a high ground position, as we did see ESA in the last match use, is very masterfully. The little bounce pads between the 2 areas is very important when it comes to this. I like how he's got sunglasses on. It is very bright here on stage, Blue.
That's true. We have, especially when it's on us as well. They have to brighten up a little bit more, so. You have to have the shades at the ready for when they flick those lights on. All
right, well, unfortunately, we don't have any, but what we're going to have is a great game kicking off here. And I think just about 10 seconds time between the 2 teams. ROG Female up against a tough opponent here. Let their coach doing it. All right. You know, I find it hilarious, too, because, like, the entire crowd didn't root for them, but they're now cheering for them, which is kind of interesting. But here we go, kicking things off, 18 seconds in. And already off the bat, we can see the blue team of PogChamp Boys pushing in, and those Hunter Mines are gonna decimate. I think even Miss Shopper killed a teammate there.
A lot of players going down throughout the chaos though, but it does look like ROG Female comes out at the winning end of that. So now we are going to see them start a strong push over towards the other side and look to start the cap. Take this flag the other direction. Although, as we can see, Blaze sneaking a little bit of damage from the backside. He was one of the few players that managed to stay alive, but yeah, Bushka's going to be able to run right in, jump on this cap. Not a whole lot of pressure coming out against her. She's going to be able to pick it up easily, start the run the other way. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the best support. She's probably going to have to take down 1 or 2, maybe even 3 players along the way back. Yeah, or 4 along the way back here too. So this is not by any means going to be an easy run. And look, they run right past her though. They don't even see her.
She's being sneaky here. Vlado already low on HP. The flag has been able to make its way past the halfway point. Dev trying to get the cap himself. He's not able to. Blade now might follow, and it's 1-on-2. Mishop are able to get that one. And the flag's coming in. ROG Female are going to strike first blood here. They're going to get the first cap.
There we go. They'll shoot ahead first at the start of this map. A 1-0 series start for them. 2 more and they'll be able to claim the opening map and put themselves ahead that much closer to claiming our 3rd place spot here. So that's going to have to be the PogChamp Boys increasing their performances. Unfortunately, they got wiped clean right at the start of that round. Open up a cap opportunity for the ladies very quickly. And with that, we saw ROG Female picking up a very, very quick cap and a very straightforward cap, as we saw there too. The carrier actually running directly past a massive squad of players. The PogChamp Boys, they didn't even really seem to realize it.
Better realize it now because they're looking at being down already in the map. 2 more to go for ROG Female, and they will have taken the first map, the best of 3, and PogChamp Boys, they need to strike back here. We didn't really see much action from the glass cannon players of both teams. Didn't really see a lot of high ground control. It seemed like Mayushka just kind of pieced out, just ran past everyone in the beginning. He's like, all right, you guys can fight. I'm going to go take the flag. I'm going to play the objective, and then just ran it back with no trouble at all.
Memory serves me correctly, though. She was flying on the runner, so just fulfilling her role quite accurately. Just trying to run and focus entirely on that flag, and that seemed to serve quite well. It's got them the nice clean cap, and now we are going live once again here, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like just
a few moments, I think, away to get them out of spawn. And here we go.
You know they can leave spawn, right? I'm just looking at them like they're all like grouped up in there. In the meantime, ROG Females have it pushed up. Look at this, all 5 members of POGCHAMP Boys coming in from this side. Hunter Mines can do so much work. Explosives, look at that. 2 players go down, and Blade and Vlada might fall there after the shield comes in. ROG Female doing some serious work here. Miss Chopper just gonna run straight past and takes down Blade. Vlada's gonna fall in a second. And that was basically a complete wipe.
Wiping them off the board, only really leaving, I think, 1 or 2 still standing, and that's after respawns. Dev was the only one left. I think it was the Glass Cannon trying to stand in the back, get some shots off from the sniper. Well, he did do a little bit more damage. He's been split on the respawn timer now.
Catch him on spawn.
Let's see. They're going to run right into it. Blade hasn't even seen it. Mushka walks right onto the cap point again.
Red team
hello.
takes the flag.
Dev, we got to do something here.
Dev,
He actually might fall for this. Bay's going to take him down. Now the flag's on its way. Vlada comes in directly behind. Mayushka goes for the juke, though. Vlada has no idea what happened, and he still doesn't know where the flag is. Turn around.
They're going to run into each other here now, but no, Muishka will get spammed down instead by a member of the POGCHAMP Boys, and that'll send the flag back to its pedestal. Not as much of a clean run going to be coming in this time from ROG Female. They're going to have to work a little bit more for it.
Oh, I see the respawn's coming back in. Looks like Bay's gonna get caught off from the side here. Just gonna get knocked down, trying to stay in the healing field. Again, Blue, take notes. Bishopper comes back to help out, gets the kill on Nevada, and honestly, POGCHAMP Boys are falling until we do see 2 big kills come in for Schleben.
Blue team takes the flag.
Rocket Launcher comes in, do some serious work. A second shot, takes down 2! Bishopper
Flag return.
able to put up some serious work here. 11 kills, 2 deaths.
Great work coming in there, and in the meantime, there was an attempt for the POGCHAMP Boys to steal the flag away, but it seems like it ended relatively quickly as it got pretty much immediately dropped and returned. The same thing is going to happen as we do see ROG Female making that same exact attempt, and it does not end up going their way. The flag is immediately dropped, returned to the pedestal, and they've been reset back to square one again.
You can still see, though, the push coming in for POGCHAMP Boys. Maya gonna go down. Bay from the side as well, able to do some decent work. Blade's gonna potentially fall here. Bay gets another one. Now for D to try to fight Dethane back in towards their own spawn, and it's gonna stop this aggression from happening. So a lot of time has passed here. Still 1-0 in favor of ROG Female as this round's gone on for a hell of a long time. Those respawn timers are starting to really get up there. You can see POGCHAMP Boys still trying to recover from that last engagement.
Turned into basically a stalemate of the midfield here, but let's see. Schleben moving in. Oh, Muishka hiding though in plain sight. Right over here behind the right over here behind this box. Slot for Muishka to pick up one. Unfortunately, I feel like off a little bit more than she could chew here, so we are going to see a quick trade come in from the remaining members of the POGCHAMP Boys. As well, they just have their full squad push from that angle, and unfortunately that won't work out too well for Muishka. Dev, it's into the next engagement. He might not be out of hot water just yet. Looks like he dodged that nade though, so we'll successfully continue to make the push.
And get caught with the wrong weapon out. Flag's gonna be picked up here for ROG Female now, but can they transition across this in time? Mayushka gonna respawn back in. Is gonna have a lot of company at their own flag. Look down, they're gonna be right there. Come up behind you, Mayushka, you gotta turn around. The flag will be taken. Dethane able to pick up the flag and get the kill, and now look to push across the field.
Dethane makes the quick run. He's got himself into a pretty safe corridor, too. It's not looking like he'll have much in the way of interference being run his way, but all that's really going to serve to do, unless we see the player from ROG Female getting picked off along the way. Oh, but there we go, actually. There's the drop flag. It's returned, sent the other way. And that opens up an opportunity now for the POGCHAMP Boys to try and put their own point onto the board now.
I don't know if anyone's even close enough to stop this. Dethane's going to come in. He's going to look to slam down the flag and tie things up at 1 apiece. And there you go. POGCHAMP Boys have gone on the board, and more importantly, got their first flag capture over the course of 2 games.
We do see ROG Female striking first, picking up the opening round, but it's now the POGCHAMP Boys that find their way back quickly into the second round after a very long stalemate between the 2 teams. Neither one really able to get a successful cap going. They'd stolen the flag multiple times, but it never really went anywhere. So we do quickly see them, though, finally getting that opportunity to get it away from the base, and when they do, it's a quick run to the other side where they do complete the cap and tie us up now 1-1 on the map.
All right, so going into our 3rd round here now between these 2 teams. Pretty much neck and neck now. After that initial sweeping of a round we did have for ROG Female. I mean, considering POGCHAMP Boys did obviously capture the flag, it took them a hell of a lot of work to do it, though, Blue. It wasn't easy by any means. As you saw, constant trades, as you mentioned. The flags being picked up from both sides, returned from both sides. Already hopping in a few seconds into this 3rd round, and let's see who's going to take the lead in the series.
Just waiting now for our players to get themselves readied up. Ready to jump back into it. It looks like they're pretty much there, though, so we can hop back in game in a moment. And here we go, folks. Live into the 3rd round. Still having a few more caps to go. Neither team at
kind of breaking point here just yet, but the guys over on POGCHAMP Boys have got to be careful. They're making that similar mistake again where they're all grouped up. We've already seen that fall apart multiple times, but it looks like this time they're going to be relatively unchallenged. Both teams just run the gauntlet on either side of each other and are going to probably walk right up to the flag.
There's going to be one person defending, though. I mean, Shoppers at least going to be able to tell the teammates. All right, well, they're actually all there on our flag. So simultaneous caps going to come in for both teams. Pretty much the exact same moment. And Bay's going to hold the flag for her team. Not sure who has it on the side of POGCHAMP Boys. I almost want to say it's D-Thane again. Yeah, it is going to be him for another time. Aphrodite already trying to fight, trying to cover her teammate so she can get us away to safety. Now she needs to get away, but she's going to fall from this one. So it looks like flag's going to be going to the opposite sides and going to be held onto. It's going to come down to those attacking squads to return those flags.
Hey, definitely taking a much safer path at the end of the day. Oh, quick pause coming in there, so we'll figure out what that's for in just a second. Looks like a player either... Yeah, it looks like a player disconnected. Might have hit the home button on accident or something like that. So we'll get him back into the server as quickly as possible.
The worst timeline to exist in if that happens. You hate to see it. It should be back and ready to go in just a few seconds of time. Obviously, both flags being held by both teams. I mean, this is where the game gets really interesting too, like in the game mode of CTF, because obviously you can't capture the flag once the other team has yours. So you have to kind of work on how many people do we leave back to defend our flag with? How many people do we attack with? How many people are they going to send? What angles do we go from? You have to cover so many different factors to be able to get the flag returned and, of course, capture your own flag. It's kind of a tug and pull at the same time between both teams. Like a tug of war, I guess, is the term I was looking for.
And the teams have basically, agreed in this sense to go into a stalemate, since both pushed with nearly their full 5-man rosters to the other side of the map, where the flags were left relatively undefended. We had ROG Female with 1 defender sitting on the flag more to give it a call more than anything else. Whereas the POGCHAMP Boys, I think, literally just sent all 5 players to the other side's pedestal by going through the side lanes. And with that, while they were able to get the cap, like I said before, it just ends up being a 1-for-1 trade on flag pickups, and now it's brought it into a stalemate where more than likely the first flag to get dropped will lead to the other one being capped. And in this case, lead to that team taking the lead now for the overall map score.
See POGCHAMP Boys, you can see trying to stay focused here. Looks like we're about to kick things off. Yeah, looks like we're back in this one. A lot of kills already being traded across. Looks like red team has actually dropped their flag. And now there's potential for a capture here. And they've actually been able to score in the meantime. Didn't even see that one coming through, and that's going to be POGCHAMP Boys taking it 2-1 so far.
So the POGCHAMP Boys now shoot ahead. A 2-1 scoreline is theirs. One more round will give them access to the opening map.
I love how I knew they scored before it actually happened in game, because I could hear them shouting from the side of the stage. Yeah. They're really getting into this. Really excited about this one.
Definitely bringing the energy out at the very minimum there. So they've got that factor going for them.
Somebody going to the 4th round now. ROG Female need to get a capture here to take it to the 5th and final round of this first map. Honestly, don't want to lose this one after having so much great momentum carried from the first one. You see them still talking things over, trying to figure out what went right, what went wrong. See, I would love for them to go for the challenge, send the tank player in the direction that they're coming from, because those 100 mines can just completely decimate the entire team if they're close and clumped, which is exactly what they're doing. Explosive is going to be very impactful.
Right, guys, well, here we go. Both teams out. It is going to look like POGCHAMP Boys will take a rush through the middle this time. It's just something that we actually have not really seen them use all that much just yet. Both teams have been avoiding this, going for the side lanes. And while we do see attempts from ROG Female to actually chase these players down, they'll still race onto the other flag.
Blue team takes
get the pickup first. It's looking like more than likely ROG Female will have their opportunity to pick up a flag as well. And there it is, just a few seconds afterwards, though. So the guys on POGCHAMP Boys may have an opportunity to stop this flag yet. It's going to be run in towards the middle. Blue team flag is cutting away to the side lanes, though, so POGCHAMP Boys have to do a little bit more to try and hunt that out. In the meanwhile, Levy running directly in front with the flag, and yeah, there's going to be a drop coming in. Is there any return yet?
We got 2. She was in a 1-on-2 situation. You got both. Now D-Thane's going to come in and just smack down Bay, able to return the flag, and both teams actually going to have their flags returned against them. So no one's going to be scoring off the back of that, but so close out of both.
So both teams go right back to where they started here. Works out okay, I would say, though, for the POGCHAMP Boys, because look at how closely they find that return to their opponent's base. They're going to be able to walk right up. No one's even really coming out of spawn right now from ROG Female, so they walk right in. They've got a pretty heavy 2-man setup, so they're going to be able to take this flag away. D-Thane, though, is going to be careful. Nearly gets picked off on the way out there. Tries to go for the runaway now. Blade will attempt to throw down a little bit of assistance, but it won't work out too well. And in the meanwhile, a lot more kills are going to be picked up.
Flag was dropped. It hasn't been secured yet again. Needs to be picked up for the I think Blade, yeah, he's able to actually secure. He's trying to go for the run here. Vada might need to go back They go back and actually give him some support, but trying to make sure their flag doesn't get taken, because if Blade could just get across this field, we're looking at POGCHAMP Boys with a 1 map lead. It looks like he's actually getting a little bit of contention in the meantime. Trying to obviously transition across, and you can hear the screams already coming in, and Blade gonna get them the first map here in this best of 3.
So that's going to be POGCHAMP Boys taking the opening map. Pushes them ahead, 1-0 in the series. Still a best of 3 here in our 3rd place match. The final will be a best of 5, but it goes their way. They take control now and put themselves in a 1-0 position. Do that one more time, and they've claimed 3rd place. And unfortunately, knock ROG Female into last place for our tournament here today.
I still have another best of 5 to come up after this. As we mentioned before, it's the grand finals with Esports Student Association. So you heard in the interview as well, trying to set up collegiate level things, esports in their own universities to make sure people can obviously, you know, get into that kind of field and obviously participate with their friends and try to compete on a global level. So that's cool to see. Up against Nitro, our influencer team here. Way to see actually the 2 glass cannons go head to head. Because, you know, speaking of glass cannons, we haven't really seen either team use them quite effectively in this match.
We saw in our previous matchup, specifically from Ikenik, some really good sniping, just knocking out key players. Some guys having fun, it looks like.
At least they're having a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it almost helps you forget that they lost without catching a single flag in the first game.
They're feeling a lot better now, it seems, going off of that, the looks we had there. But going back to the point, we saw guys like Ikenik doing great work with the glass cannon previously, and more importantly, finding those high ground positions, finding those spots away from the fight that they would be able to safely use that rifle. We're not seeing that as much. The glass cannon is more so kind of just sticking with the rest of the team and trying to push like a normal player. And unfortunately, that usually is not intended to work out so well, or at least not as well as we'd seen in some of those previous matchups where he kind of stays out of the fight. What are they doing with those?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's not how those. Oh,
I'm pretty sure those phones are not able to call, and they're making this up. I'm just, you know, I feel like that's a thunder stick, and that's actually not meant for phone calls. But you know, I could be wrong.
It's just a really long antenna.
Yeah.
It's one of the older phones, you know.
It's like the Nokia bricks.
Yeah. It's a flip phone from the past. It's what
Were you even alive when they had those?
Yeah, I had those. I had one of those.
You're like on the border of that point. You know, I'm getting up there in age.
I had normal phones when I was a kid.
See, for me, it was a Sidekick, the T-Mobile Sidekick. Oh,
that was the cool phone.
I was the cool kid.
If you had that one, you were like the coolest kid in school. That was the case.
Except it didn't make me cool. So, but that doesn't matter at all, because what we're talking about now. Yeah, don't shake your head. That wasn't supposed to be funny. We're going into our second map here between these two teams. See POGCHAMP Boys, who had no one in the crowd rooting for them before, now all cheering for him, surprisingly. So flip-floppers in the crowd.
Bandwagoners.
Yeah, bandwagoners. Yeah. There we go.
Had those in the NBA a lot, it seems.
Yeah, we always root for the winning team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just Golden State Warriors the last 4 years, then it would seem like. I think.
See, I've been in Germany 6 years, so basketball, I don't remember any teams. I'm still about the Bulls era with Michael Jordan.
That goes back a bit.
Showing my age again. So the second map will be kicking off here in a few seconds. I think about 40 seconds of time, as we do get everyone selecting the right class they want to play. And obviously talking things over of how they want to go about this. A lot of pressure now on for ROG Females. I mean, yeah, they got the cap and actually got in a very quick fashion. But now being down 1 map to 0, they need to really pull together.
Once again, just figuring out the composition, seeing if they want to try to change anything up or keep the roles the same, but they will be jumping in just a moment. And once again, to remind you folks who may have just recently joined us, and for those of you as well that may be tuning in online, this is Shadowgun War Games. It's a new standalone game that's separate from Shadowgun Legends, which you can download right now on both the Google Play and the App Store. If you're interested in getting a taste of this action. This game specifically is not out yet. It's currently in alpha, but it will be entering closed beta as we enter the later portion of this year. And you can go head over to shadowgunwargames.com if you're interested in finding out more information on how you can pre-register for the beta and get access to the game early.
Yeah, they're planning to do a ton with esports as well. I know they actually have a seasons planned within the actual game, so you can actually win quite a few rewards. And not to mention some actual esports tournaments, I think, along with ESL later on in the year. Try to set things up and see if you can win yourself some good chunk of change for your pocket. Obviously, they're going to be continuing to develop the game as it does go on, adding in new characters on a regular basis. I think that's the term I was told. I'm not going to call out a time frame, a time window, but on a regular basis, some more things to play. And obviously, more classes being added does add depth to the game of what you want to play. Considering you only have 5 players, you can choose between, you know, playing one of the new ones and taking out maybe the runner, or adding someone that brings more utility to your team. So obviously, a lot of things you have to kind of think about when you know, thinking ahead to the future.
gives you a lot more options. As right now you have the 5 classes, and it basically makes up your team composition with each player having to pick one of those 5. And I don't believe, at least for this tournament here today, I don't believe we have any duplicates as a result of that. So every class getting played in today's matchup. So it does allow for our players to try out different roles, but unfortunately at this point, it doesn't allow for experimentation. But that's what we're going to see added later on, with the addition of things like additional classes, hopefully happening a little bit later. But as we can see, just restarting the app on a couple of players' phones here. We'll work on getting them back in as quickly as possible so that we can start the action, start this second map, and claim ourselves a 3rd place. Would you call it 3rd place champion, or how would you phrase that?
3rd place result? Because are you a champion if you don't win the tournament?
I was going to say that, but then it didn't sound right, so I got a bit lost there.
3rd place. 3rd place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that works.
I'll go with it.
We'll stick with that.
All right, well, yeah, again, getting back into it. Now, Blue, you know, obviously looking at the 2 teams, we've seen ROG Female now twice today. We've seen, obviously, POGCHAMP Boys twice. Do you think it's going to be another map for POGCHAMP Boys, or do you think ROG Female is going to have a chance to come back here?
It seems like the POGCHAMP Boys got themselves on a little bit of a run there, so I'm feeling them to keep things going, but we'll have to wait and see as we're live with it now, folks. Players are emptying out of their spawn zone into the arena here, so let's take a look and see if the POGCHAMP Boys can keep their streak going, or if it's going to be ROG Female, once again playing on the red team, by the way, that is going to be able to strike back here and now take the second map to take us into a 3rd one for the decider.
Going with their tried and tested strategy of just sending all 5 players to the flag. D-Thing to be the one to pick it up. He's got that rocket launcher on his shoulder. And I would imagine both teams are going to do it. Aphrodite again going to be sitting back. Actually 2 players this time going to be sitting back. D-Thing's going to fall and they're going to drop the flag here. But what's going to happen? Can somehow ROG Female take the flag back to their side of the map? There's potential for the score to come in here. And Aphrodite is trying to hold on. Obviously Dev is going to try to go for the pickup another time.
Blue team takes
Bay's able
the
to get the
flag.
kill onto Blade, but the blue flag will be picked up.
In the meanwhile as well, the ROG Female player that managed to pick up the blue team flag has not made a whole lot of progress towards the other side. In fact, our blue team is now actually winning the race. Oh, but look at that though. Dev, unfortunately, playing on the glass cannon, has one of the lowest amounts of HPs on the 5-man roster spread across the classes. So it's going to leave him very susceptible to getting picked off of that nature. And as a result, both flags are just going to end up getting returned. Neither team able to make a whole lot of progress there.
Aphrodite is capping it.
Red team takes the
Well,
flag.
Dev's going to respawn back in, and Dev's going to get the frag. Mayushka is going to come in with the help of Maya, actually pick that one up, going to get the flag back in their hands. Is there a chance they can run this across in time? At least safely to get the flag in their hands. Now flag's going to be traded another time here. Bay's going to be waiting on the higher ground for the flag and co to arrive. It's going to be a 3-on-3 as Aphrodite is going to spawn in from behind. Now, if Aphrodite can kind of track them down here and pick up this kill, this could be massive. Oh, the rocket launcher comes through. D-Thane's eventually going to fall, yes, but you can see the HP left here for Baya and Mayushka.
Then unfortunately kind of loses himself in that engagement there. So was unable to pick up a 2nd or 3rd kill to successfully drop the flag. Which means Mayushka is going to be able to make the way in. And also, we just saw the blue team carrier drop his own flag, leading to the return of it. And look at this, here we go, ROG Female makes the run to the inside, gets the cap first off to start in our second map. And with that, they'll be going up 1-0 here in the beginning of our second engagement.
All right, for 2 maps back-to-back, they've been able to get the first strike on the board. And actually been able to come up with a way to deal with the 5-man roaming squad that POGCHAMP Boys have been doing before. We saw them, in pretty much every round they won, do that strategy. But this time, they've been able to actually leave 2 players back to actually do some damage. Obviously kind of thin their numbers out from 5 down to 3. So when they're trying to retreat back across the map, they're easier to pick off.
So overall, we saw the ROG Female just taking a lot more map control. And they were able to utilize that to restrict the cap attempt that we did see from the POGCHAMP Boys.
I should be hopping back in 30 seconds of time. It's looking good, though. I mean, I like this. Like, the thing is, if you look at the teams, right, like ROG Female, they're a Counter-Strike team. They've been playing together for a while. Like, this is, FPS is in their blood. And the strategy involved behind FPS is so important. And we've already seen them adapt. Like, in every game they played now, whether it was the first match versus Nitro or now this match versus POGCHAMP Boys, they've been adapting their strategy. They've been getting better and better as the game goes on. So it kind of leads me to worry here for POGCHAMP Boys.
Thankfully, the gameplay aspects of Capture the Flag very much carry over universally from game to game, so there's a lot of probably old school tactics that they can kind of bring out here from any previous experience they might have in other games. Counter-Strike obviously not necessarily being a game that we resound with Capture the Flag too much, but there was a lot more competitive shooters that we saw before that used it quite in the past. Not so much a game. What's up?
Even though Mishafra just went down, she actually baited in a ton of abilities because she was playing the tank, so it took a lot of damage and actually allows the rest of her team maybe to come in now with a heavy advantage. In the meantime, Dev's going to be able to pick up the flag, trying to go for the run here in that runner class. Looks like he's gonna be free. Mayushka's gonna be there to maybe stop him. Thing is, he's actually not being hindered at all, and I think no one's even able to capture the flag against him. I think we might see POGCHAMP Boys put another round on the board.
Just a sneaking run, and it's on the glass cannon that Dev would have been able to escape with here as well. Pretty much minimum health. But thankfully, he just has a clean path that opened up to him, so why not take advantage upon that? Why not take a free cap and a round on top of that? Walks it right in, and it is the POGCHAMP Boys that find an immediate response after we do see ROG Female taking the initial lead. They've already lost it, and it's now gone into a 1-1 situation once again.
Very similar to the first map that we did have. ROG Female, I mean, they kind of go for the similar strategy there. They kind of keep people from behind. Shopper, though, was kind of by herself in middle, and then got overwhelmed and finished off. And obviously, the abilities that were invested into it did work out in the end of things, since they didn't need them for a refight off the back of that. Maybe things could be changed up a little bit more. I did like how they kept 2 players back in the first round to punish them, to thin their numbers out, because the respawns will be in there relatively quickly early on in the round. Either way, I'm about to hop back in. As things are now tied up at 1 apiece, though, with POGCHAMP Boys having the map lead.
And here we go, guys. I can hear the beeping in the background, which means our teams are going to be diving back into the map. Let's head in game once again. Keep our eyes on the action and see if it'll once again be the POGCHAMP Boys pushing ahead, or if a little bit more of a response is still going to be coming in from ROG Female. It's our players from the POGCHAMP Boys that just take a direct path through middle once again. We can see, however, that ROG Female tried to run a little bit of interference. Aphrodite specifically going to be diving in behind these players.
Easy kills.
The turret, I think, helping out a little bit with that one too, but no, it might strike back against Aphrodite if she's not careful here. She moves in, picks off one more, has been unable to stop the flag capture, though. It was taken away. It has now escaped away from her. In the meantime, though, we also saw ROG Female picking up the flag from POGCHAMP Boys base. They're trying to make a run themselves.
Oh, no, Bay might get captured here. As she somehow doubles back and gets away from the rest of the team, able to keep their hopes alive here as Dev is able to take the flag, get back towards his side of the map. He's being shot in from behind. He might go down for one more shot, and would have been enough to potentially finish him off. The flag's going to return. This is going to be so bad for them. POGCHAMP Boys are going to be up 2-1.
They're going to make the run inside. It's timed all too perfectly for the POGCHAMP Boys. Just as Dev completed his run, and just as he started to come under fire too, got himself a corner just in time to get out of that fire spot. And not only that, but had the straight run up with the flag being returned to cap it and give the POGCHAMP Boys a 2-1 lead. Only one more away now from claiming their 3rd place title and knocking ROG Female out.
Fortunate too, because it looked like ROG was starting off way stronger than they were in that round. Able to put up a lot more numbers on the board. I really want to see, though, the tank player with the Hunter Mines. An explosive just kind of set up for when they group up and push. We did see Blade, though, break off eventually, because they've been staying as a 5-man squad, POGCHAMP Boys. Then Blade kind of breaks off to do his own thing while the rest of the team is pushing in, and they kind of all go their separate ways once the flag's captured, to allow Dev to make sure to have a clean path back, and of course to capture their own flag back when it does get taken by ROG.
And guys, we're going to be going back into the action in just a second. Here we go, teams leaping into the fray now.
Gonna be challenging in the middle. Shopper and Maya gonna be there. Again, rockets come in. There's the Hunter Mines. Dev. Well, she does get away from it towards the right-hand side, and Bay and Mayusha gonna fall. This is not the start we want to see her. Then Maya's gonna get overwhelmed as well, but no! She hits herself a double!
Triple even, it would look like here as well. Aphrodite gonna be diving into the fight to try and add a little bit of support to. Now they've been able to clear it out. Got a bit of a reload station there to help them out, give them some health back too as they further cross the field. And they're making a push now up towards the flag where they can try to get an early cap attempt going. Oh, Blade's gonna walk right in. A backdoor flag pickup for him. We'll allow him to run away. Problem is he's very low despite having all the extra HP that normally we would see come in from the tank. He's already lost about half of it, so unless he finds some way to heal up along the way, he's gonna be in a bad situation. The good news though is that his teammates in the meantime are holding off the line back at the base, preventing ROG Female from making any cap attempt themselves. Because of the fact that ROG Female were completely unaware of the flag getting stolen, he makes the complete run, and he's nearly there, though. Just a couple more steps away, and he'll have the complete cap, and that'll be it, ladies and gentlemen. We will be seeing, and it is pretty much confirmed here now, Blade nearly getting stopped, but it won't be the case. It's the POGCHAMP Boys that take it. 3-1 is our final map score.
All right, so POGCHAMP Boys, they've been able to do it. Able to come out big in this one after ROG Female have been able to secure the first rounds in both the maps. They have claimed that 3rd place spot. And ROG Female, unfortunately, not going to have what it takes to take that away from them. They got to be happy about this, but both teams played extremely well. Really proud of both of them. Good some adaptations out of both teams, some good strategies as well, as we did see out of POGCHAMP Boys with the grouping. And Mayushka and Maya might have been enough to actually shut them down when they came through middle, but in the end, it wasn't going to be enough. The refrags off the back of that, the overwhelming presence just could not be contained.
And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, POGCHAMP Boys are going to be your third place champions. And that now draws our attention to the last remaining match of the day. We have one more coming up in just a little bit, folks. It's our best of 5 grand finals to find our first champion here for Shadowgun War Games, and it's going to be between ESA along with Nitro.
Well, in the meantime, guys, that's going to be it from us here at the desk. Let's head back for another interview with D-Thane from the winning team of POGCHAMP Boys.
Thank you, guys. POGCHAMP Boys, they managed to do it despite all of you guys in the crowd being against them. Did you just want to prove them wrong?
Well, I mean, they are ladies, so we kind of fought for our honor. But yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. We are glad to win.
Now, you guys were getting very animated up there. You were pumped. You were screaming and shouting. You guys seemed really into it. What was the communication like? Because all we could hear was just constant shouting.
Communication was insane. No one could hear anything. Basically, we were role-playing Skype support. We were talking about how we got problems at home and stuff like that. There was no communication in-game. No one said anything about the game. Only my team player, Devi, was like, hey, I got their flag. Hey, I'm coming back. Hey, point. And that was it. Otherwise, it was just a bull crap.
So now I guess for you, it was just relying on the skill and that side of things. Do you reckon if you had a bit more time, you'd be sat in that grand final position? Because you obviously improved going into the second game.
I think if we trained a little bit more, it would be more awesome, but few guys from us played the game for the first time here. So this game is really easy to play, but hard to master, because it's really hard to control and do all this stuff, and it's really hard to communicate with the team. So at first, it's really fun to play, but it's hard later to master it. So I think with each game, we would get better and better. But at the end, at least we won something.
Now, would you recommend it to everyone out there to go back and go and try it for themselves?
Well, it's fun. It's actually really fun. It's fun because it's fast-paced. It's just a little bit of, you need a little bit of time. So when you are sitting on toilet, one game is all you need, right? So yeah, I would recommend it. It's fun, it's fast-paced, it's good, and it's actually really fun to play.
Well, you definitely enjoyed it. Thank you for taking part, and congratulations at least on the third place. They didn't go out without a single win. Can we get one more big round of applause for the POGCHAMP Boys? I like the noise. I like the action. The grand finals is coming up next. It's going to be an epic best of 5. We'll soon be finding out who's taking home that lovely trophy that you'll soon see. It's time for another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be coming right back.
Blue team takes the flag. Blue team drop
power, infinite power, infinite power, 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 infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, 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 infinite power. Infinite power.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. And the match is about to begin. Sure to be a regular old clash of titans.
It's the first ever grand final for the Shadowgun War Games. We're going to bring on your first grand finalist team. They got here in a pretty convincing way. They started off strong. Please make some noise for Team Nitro! Now, on to the second team. They were dominant in their game. They looked unstoppable. But will they be able to take down Team Nitro? These guys, they seemed very confident when I spoke to them in that interview. Let's see if they can do it again in a best of 5 and take home that championship. It's the Esports Student Association. Now, I asked you guys this before. I want you to make some noise for who you think is taking this first ever championship. If you think it's going to be Team Nitro, make some noise! And if you think it's going to be the ESA, take it away! You are a very tough crowd to please, but who will be blessing and pleasing your ears is going to be John and Jason once again. Take it away, guys.
Well, this isn't the first time the crowd could potentially be wrong on this one. Don't worry, I got your back. Because they had ROG Female as the team to win last time. The POGCHAMP Boys, well, they had a different story to tell.
And indeed, going into this matchup even, it's looking like ESA had a much more dominant performance in their own semifinals. So for me, it's going to be a tough challenge for Nitro to be able to take them down, especially in an extended best of 5. But really, we'll just have to wait and see. This is a new frontier, I think, for many of these players, and it's going to be very exciting to see them face off for the first time.
And we need to keep in mind, what's in the line here, Blue? We've got, not only do we have a trophy, which are always sweet, I would love one, they get an NVIDIA shield, all the players, and of course they get immortalized within the game itself, so they can, show their friends, guys, that's me, I'm literally in a video game. I think that's almost every gamer's dream, besides obviously winning a major tournament in front of a big crowd here. It's gonna be interesting, and I agree. I think ESA definitely looked like the better team overall over the course to tell you what we did see. Ikanik, we're gonna get to see him on the glass cannon up against Abasha, and we saw Abasha up against ROG Female, and he decimated them because he stayed high ground, he sniped away, he never got pressured, but I think he's not going to be that easy this time.
Meanwhile, over on Nitro's side, I think Dalucard was kind of your kind of, I would describe him as a brawler in a certain sense there. I wasn't afraid to take more direct fights with players, where we saw a lot of our other players here today be a little bit more timid, where they would be okay to move in, take a simple 1v1 or something like that, but they wouldn't want to dive in on like a big boss fight, whereas that was a little bit different for Dalucard. He didn't really seem scared of those, so look, pay attention to that and see if that kind of attitude stays the same now as we get into the match.
On the blue side, it will be Nitro. On the red side, it will be ESA. Let's see, as Lapidlo already on the high ground, pushing to behind them, and Jerryneck already picks up the first frag here of the round. Tietze second on the Sturmwaffel. So far, 2-for-1 exchange, and Lapidlo, he's obviously going to be heading straight over towards that flag. He gets taken down by quite a few mines there.
Almost going down because of it. You hear the heavy breathing. His health is brought down to just a smidgen. He's only got 50 HP
I was watching
left.
GoldenEye or playing GoldenEye for a second. That's what that sound cue made me think of. Lapidlo, though, still on low HP. They've actually didn't even see the rocket come in from the side, and he's going to be able to pick up the flag here. Will he be able to escape? Those going to be another question. Ruin, turn around. He's right behind you. Lapidlo, though, channeling his inner Metal Gear Solid, gets behind them.
No explanation points seen for Lapidlo, though, as he makes his way out. He's going to get a little rid of a regen field on the way back here, too. He refills his health up to about 75%, and he's got a very clean run in front of him to recap this flag and complete the round, giving our guys from the Esports Student Association their first point of the opening map of this series, and it's going to come in nice and easily. There we go. Lapidlo once again being the one to score it as well, and that's the ESA off to a great start here in the grand final.
Yeah, fantastic start. Nitro, not going to be happy about that one, but you can see ESA, again, I can really relate to what they're fighting for, trying to set up, these organizations within their universities so people at the collegiate level can get more involved in esports, and obviously over in the Czech Republic, get them more involved in general across, many different games. So really respectable what they're doing, and I hope to see them be successful in the future as well. This is their first step into that blue, and they've already put up a very good sign taking that first cap.
So second round is going to be starting in just a second, folks. Let's get our players back into it, and then we'll jump into the game. And here we go already. Everyone launching out of the gates. See if things will prove any different this time for Team Nitro.
Just look at the obviously this is like a not two-dimensional map, but there's like different floors you can play from. And we can see Ikanik on the high ground. We see no one on the side, though, of Nitro going for that. Instead, they're grouping up together. Ikanik actually very low in HP. I think he's in a battle up against, against Basha, and he actually picks up the frag there.
So look at this. It's a straight run in here now for the players on Nitro. They get a quick pick up of the flag. Not anything really to be seen from the other side, but yeah, the flag carrier gets torn to pieces on the way out. So that flag is going to get recapped very quickly by the ESA.
It's not like ESA got the flag themselves, so they're not really able to go for a score off this, but they're still picking up kill after kill. The respawn times aren't there just yet, but you can still see the amount of blue on that far hand side protecting their own flag. Lapidlo, though, might have some company. His Dalucard's off to side, actually gets flanked around behind him, but he gets the kill nonetheless. Great little play out of him there to net them a man advantage as they look to push in now for the flag.
Inside, started to push himself forward here too. Tietze in the meanwhile diving into the engagement, unable to track his opponent properly, but he's got assistance from Gary next, so he's going to be able to finish off the kills for him. Visca, though, gets caught in a 3v1 on the glass cannon. No way that he's going to have any hope of surviving that engagement, so he gets melted out. Gary Neck and Tietze now moving in for a flag pickup, and Gary Neck's going to get melted by 2 quick rockets that immediately returns the flag, but at the same time, Tietze trying to do damage, but it won't be enough. The flag stays on the pedestal, and blue team, Team Nitro, successfully defend their base.
ESA maybe misreading the situation there, but Nitro nonetheless doing a great job of getting back in time to make sure to defend that flag. McCart, though, looking to make his way across. Again, this glass can actually, he's playing the runner now, it looks like. He's actually switched things up for himself. SMG coming out, be able to take down Lacart. So that's now the support now gone, as he's looking to push in even further here to be a one-man army. He's got a lot of other people to find. He's got a lot of other people protecting.
He's going to continue to push forward. Storm Waffle is going to be put into a bad situation. It's Tietzy just tearing these players apart right now. He's going to continue to hold that line as Ignik also jumps into the fight there for a moment too. It's Tietzy that finds most of the impact there. We'll now work with GaryNeck to go for a push and try to cap this flag finally.
And they don't have a lot of HP though, and the respawns are going to be there. You can see though, up to 20 seconds now. 3 people are going to be spawning in within the next 3 seconds. You can see them just waiting for them to come back in. Shermoff will be the first to drop, trying to looking to take him down. For has a chance, they do get the first one. It's going to be GaryNeck though, going to fall. Tietzy going to fall as well. So a great respawn time comes in. Great awareness out of, I'd say, both teams there to kind of realize that. Instead of going for the 5, they just waited for them to drop to finish them off. And those respawn timers are really kicking in now for both these teams. They have to be so careful and so aware that every death could mean the difference between a victory and a loss.
Starting to climb up there in the timer, that's for sure, where we do see the spawn timer start to extend more and more the further the game goes on. 1-for-1 trades, though, resets our players down into a 4v4 situation. They've pretty much been reset. Ignik trying to go for some shots at range and has to fire it off a few times, but he does take out Visca and eliminates the sniper from the other team.
Oh, might have another shot here. Dalakar does come in, putting him under pressure. Not able to hit the shots, and will eventually finish him off too from long range. Well done by him to eliminate the big player, or one of the big players for ESA. You know, take the eyes out of the sky away from the team.
Oh, Lacart diving onto an opponent right here. A bit of a surprise. He gets rushed at the end. Storm Waffle is going to be able to knock him out as a result of that.
Tietzy looking to push him. Trying to decide what opportunity he has. To be very careful. The Dalakard's going to be there right above him, dropping in. He goes in basically by himself and just gets exploded on. Dalakard, I don't think he can rocket jump in this game, but he sure as hell tried. Just blew up his opponent.
How low the players have gotten over here now from Nitro's perspective as they try to move back in. GaryNeck will get pushed away there. He's got the turret to support him a little bit here still, and that might actually mop up the remaining players. Like I said before, they're all very, very low. Ignik. Oh, a no-scope coming in from Ignik there. He's got to be a little bit more careful. So the rockets coming in his direction.
Go for the 720 no-scope?
Don't think he's there just yet.
Not yet.
With him now running out of ammo on the sniper rifle, has to make a push forward with the SMG instead. Still is able to clean up one more. His teammate also picks up a kill too. Yeah.
You can get the flag and run it back so easily, and Dalakard's the last man alive.
Got to try to keep himself in the fight here. But unfortunately, he's played a pretty offensive game. He's on the other side of the map, which has pretty much opened up a free chance now.
Red team takes the flag.
Just steal the flag out of its base and start the run themselves.
No.
Dalakard, just walks himself right into some hunter mines and knocks himself out of the running, which might have just nearly guaranteed here that this engagement goes over to the ESA. Tietzy's got a free run now because of that kill.
Yeah, it should be, and there should be no one there to stop him either. That was the last line of defense that they had. The respawns again are so long, and they have all 5 players alive up against the 3 of Nitro. And with no one there to stop them, I think this is going to take them now, ESA, onto map point. And that's just, I say that, Bosch is going to be there, and he's going to actually not have a chance. He doesn't even get to it in time. 2-0 ESA, looking to take that first map here in this best of 5.
So they push forward now, one more round. And they will have themselves the opening map. Like I said before, though, this is a best of 5, guys, not a best of 3, as we've been playing out prior to this. So it's going to be 3 maps that we need to see a team win to claim the championship here today. But of course, the guys from ESA will be well on their way to that if they can take this next round, as they've come very close. Obviously, that one extending much, much longer. Basically, we saw ESA just waiting out those spawn timers, waiting until they got to a massive extremity point, where Nitro was pretty much wiped off the board entirely for about 15 to 20 seconds. That opened up the gateway, then finally running a clean cap on that flag, along with a return run too, which goes off without a hitch.
Yeah, just becoming more and more punished as the game goes on for any slight mistake you do make. Obviously, ESA not capping as quickly as they'd like to, but still, that was very one-sided when it came down to it. They had 4 players dead. They had all 5 up. Kind of unfortunate for Nitro, but you can't count them out just yet. We're into the 3rd round now, 7 minutes in total in this first map. And Pedlo going to be going through the high ground. Lacart going to be coming up through high ground as well. It looks like their team is just going to actually ignore the midfield. But a big brawl breaking out towards the far-hand side. It's going to be 4-on-2, and well, just like that, just as quick as the fight began, it did end.
Dalakar to start things off with a double kill. Pedlo diving onto an opponent there and using the hunter mines to knock them out. Problem, though, is there's a lot of pressure coming onto the red team's home base right now, and that's going to be ESA having to try and defend their flag as a result of that. Some extra damage being thrown in there as well. GaryNeck's got to get out of there, otherwise he's going to find himself a dead man here soon. Ikenik able to help out. Now Lacarte's dove back into the fight there too. Lapidlo, meanwhile, at the midfield, still causing a little bit of trouble too, as he's picked up another kill from this perspective. Hasn't tried to push really any further than that, though, to actually steal the flag away just yet, as he's waiting for his other teammates to still get back into the fight. Visca, maybe overplaying his hand just a little bit too much there. Did bring Ikenik down very low, but was picked off by the remaining teammates after that.
Yeah, but low's not a kill, especially when you're up against a glass cannon who could just sit back very far from his team. Jarnet going to be actually rushed down here, it looks like. Ruin's going to finally connect the shots he needs to, but he's eventually going to fall from this one. No flag being picked up. You can hear the HP that Ikenik has. Gonna wait for some support from his team, back up to 40 HP. 8.5 minutes in, and I think they maybe start to want to make their push in towards the flag, but the respawns are there here, Blue. It's no real chance they can cleanly take it anymore.
It's going to be a lot more difficult, that's for sure. So another reset, it seems like, between both teams as they have kind of backed away from the action on each other. Leclerc, unfortunately, I think is going to put himself into a bit of a bad situation here. And a pause will be called. Looks like we did have a player crash real quickly. So we're just going to restart, get them back in as soon as possible, and continue on with the match exactly where it left off.
Still have to say how impressed I am there's a pause feature. I can think of a certain game in my head, at least, that did have a pause feature into like major tournaments with like hundreds of $1,000s on the line, then do like full restart. So proud to see that as a feature. And this one really showing what MADFINGER Games have planned for it.
Definitely the case. And once again, guys, we do want to remind you once again that beta will be coming up soon. The game is currently in an alpha, but as we enter the end of the year, they are going to be looking to open up the beta. So be sure to go ahead over to ShadowgunWarGames.com, where you can find information you need on how to pre-register for that as we approach that beta opening.
All right, so should be hopping in just a few seconds. Currently 2-0 in favor of ESA. Marcel will be pushing up with Sturmwaffel, or Sturmwaffel, if you're German.
What are we particular about it, yeah? Ikenik, though. Oh, no. Some nice clutch shots coming out from him.
For snipes, too.
Short-lived, though, as Ruin's side comes in with the rockets and melts into pieces. He'll do the same to Garynek a couple seconds later. At the same time, Ruin also put into a bad spot. It's a rocket battle. Ruin's side comes out at the top of it, though, and is now going to be able to take the flag here for Nitro. He's got a long run to push forward, however.
He might be able to do it. I don't know if there's anyone there to really stop this one. He's got a lot of HP as well, 130 out of 150. He's going to be crossing the halfway point. I don't think anyone at ESA is even here to stop this. You got Sturmwaffel and Marcel coming in to actually protect him from the back. And I think we're going to see Nitro put the first point on the board.
There we go. There's the run inside. It's looking good now for Nitro. Struggles in our opening map here, or in our opening couple of rounds, but they have brought it back and are going to be able to pose a threat after all here. So we're 2-1. Still a strong position that's been established by the ESA, but Nitro also finding their way onto the board nice and early.
To be fair to Nitro, I think their score looked a lot cleaner than what we've seen out of ESA in total in this series. Didn't take that long a time for them. Looked fairly good for them as well. It's Marcel and Sturmwaffel pushing up that right-hand side. I'm sorry, it's a great name.
Going all in on it there.
Been living here 6 years. I think I can, show that I can speak the language.
Yeah. All right, guys, so next round starts out in just a couple seconds. Doesn't take long to refresh that. We'll let our players out of the gates once again and back into the arena. For ESA, they've already had one clean run. Now Nitro's done the same. Very contested one as well, going between both of our teams, but eventually would lead to the way of ESA, which has given them now the map advantage at 2-1.
It's a best of 5, though. So any mistakes you have happen here in the first map, not going to be that big of a deal, though, Blue. But again, with what's on the line, the NVIDIA shields, the trophy, to be immortalized within the game as well. Both teams are really fighting, especially for that last one of the 3.
Lots and lots of time to make up for that indeed. So here we go. The round is once again started. We do have the guys from our blue team trying to go for mid control. The problem is there were some hunter mines deployed there. Visca constantly winning the duel here on the glass cannon, though. He's once again brought Ikenik down to a very low amount of HP. He's going to look for a bit of passive regen before he tries to peek it once again. But look at this. We've already got Nitro walking right up to the cap point, and they've got the flag stolen away.
Can they get it successfully across? Delicart gets a kill into Lecart. It's going to be Jarnet there to stop them, potentially. Lapidlo trying to spam as much as he can from long range. But the problem is he's actually it's out of range, basically, of the actual flag. It has been dropped, and it has been returned by Ikenik. The man who almost dropped earlier on in that sniper battle. Lucky for him, he stayed alive. And now the flag actually has been picked up yet again here.
Another attempt at a run going to be coming in from Nitro here. We'll see how successful this one is this time. They're trying to make it across as quickly as possible. Lacart, so many players there from ESA diving onto that flag, however, so it's going to prove a much more difficult feat to accomplish. Lacart, though, picks himself up with the rest of his teammates, and they're not going to start to push forward. As ESA want to try to close out this map right here, right now. They just got to get that flag off of its pedestal.
Oh, the explosion. Very close to taking down more than one player. Fisk's gonna be by himself. The Glass Cannon's got at least get one kill, but one kill might not be enough. It's stalled for some time. Jarenek's gonna fall to the respawns coming back in. And that window that they did have to successfully attack has just been dwindled away. Lacart gets another kill.
TSC's got himself the push forward. He'll jump onto the flag. Problem is, immediately goes down, though. Doesn't even move it, so it just goes right back onto its place. Ruin's side getting destroyed by Lacart in the back lane here as well. Lacart's got the pickup. He's got a little bit of heals in that position, too, but he moves off of it far too soon. Goes down. Dalucard, the last man standing at the end of this true battle here, will be able to return the flag.
A bloodbath here in the spawn of Nitro. Explosion to take Dalucard down. Not sure what picked him off there. But Ikanik looking for the shot on Marcel. Looking for the tags and, oh, come on, he's not even moving. There you go, gets the shot, actually pushes him away and finishes him off as well. So there you go, gets another big kill, and now the respawn timers are start to come into effect. 12 minutes in, we're hitting that 15 to 20 second mark. Up to 33, I think, seconds in one of the rounds before.
Very difficult for these guys to bring themselves into more aggressive situations now because of that, because of the massive risk that's established with dying at this point in the game. It's slowed down the match immensely because of that. Nobody really wants to take a risk anymore because they know the potential consequences of it. You're looking at 20 seconds or more out of the server. And if that happens to multiple players, it's gonna end. Oh, how did Lapidlo win that?
Ikanik just saved, no, Ikanik actually saved his life.
Yeah.
I think with an overcharged sniper shot there. For another. Visca's actually changed. Well, Visca changed his position, so he's actually like kind of respecting Ikanik here, but Ikanik able to win out on that trade where I think Visca's been able to win out on most of them in general. Now Sturmhoff is going to be overwhelmed. Not before he does take down one. Lapidlo's got to be careful. He's low on HP. Lacart can heal him up. The healing station must not be off cooldown just yet, but he does get the res on a Jarenek.
A lot of nades coming in, though. It's going to melt two of those players down. Garenek's going to be left as the last man standing. Won't be long, though, before Marcel's able to take him down, too. The guys on the blue team here, the guys on Nitro, will win the firefight. Ikanik walks right into a death trap, unfortunately. But while all this is happening, blue team, Nitro's flag has just been stolen away by ESA. Who's got it? It's Tietzy, all on his own, playing on the runner, going for a sprint to the other side. Is he going to be able to make it there in time? And can his teammates hold their own flag? That's the big question here.
Shot from behind.
He's around the corner. He got around it, though. But he's now going to stay here, wait to take the fight, moves
Gets
forward,
the knockdown.
drops the flag, successfully beats out Sturmhoffel in the 1v1. And we can see he's not happy about the other side. Tietzy's going to take a couple more seconds to pick up. But that was his only pursuer. He's alone now. He just has to make sure that his opponents don't pick up the flag. But that's just happened. Ruin's side's gotten away with it. Tietzy's going to go for the flag, keep himself safe for a few more seconds and give his teammates a bit of time to try and return that flag. It looks like it might get returned here in a moment, but no, it's the reverse that's happened instead. Tietzy's gone down. He's far too low.
He's still fighting. He dropped, so he used his ability to drop the flag to go for the knockdown, to look for the fight like he did previously. He still has it, but he's still low on HP. He needs to stay alive. He needs to hope his teammate's going to be here. Marcel looking to push in, looking to catch him out. And Tietzy somehow is survived this. He needs to know what angle Marcel's going to come from. And Marcel's going to get the drop on him. He's going to drop the flag another time, but it's okay. You still have people there as long as Marcel doesn't jump in there and touch the flag. They will be able to pick it up back for themselves. And he goes in. He's looking for the frag, and he's going to get it. He's going to get the trade. And still high pressure from both these teams, both of them having the flags in their respective areas.
In the meantime, the Lapidlo's picked up the flag for themselves. They've got a lot more health sitting on the flag carrier now. They can afford to take a few more risks. They don't have to go crazy and try to drop the flag, but it does put us into a stalemate now. We have to see exactly how ESA want to try to split their players up. Remember, this is potentially a map-winning moment for them. They have to play this smart now to try to win this out. Otherwise, we are going to be looking at a tie map.
He dropped the flag up there.
And there we go. Blue team flag gone down. It looks like actually both flags get returned. No, blue team picks up the score. Instead, it's Nitro that pick up the cap for themselves and tie us up at 2-2 overall.
To be fair, that was a Herculean effort?
Herculean.
Herculean. Yeah. Effort on that man to be able to take that flag by himself, to deal with two different individual people and to still keep their hopes alive, but they got overwhelmed in the end. The respawn timers were really getting there for both teams. But Nitro tying things up at 2 apiece in this map. We got a grand final on our hands here, Blue.
Yeah, we've gone the distance, that's for sure. And now the question is going to be whether they're going to be able to repeat that over the following maps. This is just one team slowly warming up. As obviously we saw ESA get off to a strong start. But ever since then, it's been Nitro really waking up, finding quite a few rounds for themselves. And this will be the decider. Fully loaded map here to start things off in the grand finals, 2-2. Next cap will win.
15 minutes as well. It's like the longest map we have had. Visca, oh man. He gets the shot, he gets the kill, and more importantly, it allows him so much more free control. I mean, he will be back up in 2 seconds of time now, but it buys him a lot of extra control on the high ground positions. Shield's gonna be coming in, the explosions as well. And that's gonna be 2 more players now done. Now Nitro have an opportunity to make this push in, potentially go for the flag. Lucard's gonna be here to catch off Dalukard, who though drops to the low ground to stay alive. And I think this 3-on-1 should eventually go the way of Nitro.
Keep Dalukard alive, more importantly, out of that too. So he's going to be able to stay in the fight for a little bit longer. We do have one Hunter Mine messing with him though. Tietze moves in, pushes Sturmwaffle back, tries to take him down. Dalukard did get picked off by that Hunter Mine you might have seen rolling across the screen. A few more players here from ESA, still hanging back, still playing passively, but they are going to start to move out soon and approach that blue team base to try and steal their flag away.
See the respawns. Not long enough for them to make a move off of those frags. Need to have a surprise factor here. Maybe GaryNek could be the one to do it, but just as quickly as you talk about him, Dalukard gets a massive explosion onto him and a relatively easy frag. Now up to 12 seconds on the respawns. Dalukard looking for another. Lepido gonna be there, and Lepido has basically 1 HP left.
Team flag has been stolen away. Which means Nitro are on their way to the last cap they would need. Dalukard can't be dropped, it seems. The flag runner, though, a little bit more vulnerable. He's going to get picked off along the way. The red team flag will go back into their base for now.
Nick looking for the shot against Visca again. There's been a major sniper battle between the 2 teams. That's kind of what we hoped and what we expected. He's going to be taken down by Ruinside, who's actually, I think, in their base looking for the flag. He's actually picking it up right now. I don't know if anyone's going to turn around in the meantime. You see the health bar has dropped, and eventually he will be finished off here. But again, you're seeing, ESA be pushed to the brink. They're having to keep at least 1 person back on defense to make sure these flags don't get taken.
Got Sturmwaffle making a run up once again here too. He'll get himself into an early engagement with GaryNek. GaryNek not too keen on taking that though. He'll back up. Lucard's also joined this fight here too, so Sturmwaffle wanted to back up from this. This might be a little bit too aggressive of an engagement for him to be able to take. We see Visca just completely overwhelmed by Tietze. Making great use of that blink ability to try and rush down these opponents and stun them, more importantly. Making it that much more easy to deal damage to them. Tietze, though, does finally meet his match to Ruinside down below. And Ruinside flips right around to find Lepido a few moments later. So defense, at the moment at least, for the Nitro players is not going to be too much of an issue, but that could be changing now with both Lucard and GaryNek getting ready to move in and attempt to steal this flag one more time.
Trying, the explosions are going to land. Lucard gets himself a double. He's low in HP, though. He needs to heal up here. He's not able to, though. Marcel comes in. Sturmwaffle as well, and they do defend another time. So it's kind of back and forth. It's you attack, we defend, then we attack and you defend to see if one team eventually will cave and one team will eventually give away that point that they need to secure this first map. Nick is going to have a lot of targets to shoot from. Doesn't have a shot just yet, though. Is Marcel going to be knocked down? Again, let's see, 12 kills, 15 deaths. It feels like he's had way more than that. At least the kills he does have been super impactful, especially in the situations that we've had him happening.
Tietze once again making the move forward here. He's going to get the lineup to get a little bit more damage and to knock out Ruinside. And meanwhile, Visca still causing a whole lot of problems here too at a close range position. But neither team able to actually find the footing necessary, to actually steal a flag for a long-term period of time yet. GaryNek successfully defends the base here, fends off any push that we might have been seeing from Nitro, and we are still just locked in a stalemate with now neither team not only being able to, or being unable to cap the flag, but being unable to steal it in the first place.
Yeah, the thing is, the time as it gets longer, you can now see 24 seconds on the respawn, 18 for his teammate. They have a 5-on-3 man advantage. Or sorry, a 2-man advantage, but for this push, like, this is a lot of time to work with. This is an easy opportunity for them to go for this flag. They're just being more hesitant to go, for that kind of route. I think they're kind of respecting Nitro a lot more than we saw in the first couple of rounds.
Pidlow's got himself that still high ground position here to spot players moving in, call out that info to his teammates more importantly. He's going to give it up pretty quickly. He started to make another push on his own, and it's just another detached push that we see coming in from the Esports Student Association. Fortunately, only 2 trying to make a push towards the base.
Yeah, but Visca
guys on Nitro still had a strong 5-man hold there. Oof, yeah, Visca picking up a whole lot of frags himself, but he too is also going to go down to the Hunter Mines in that case.
It's still a 3-on-2. It's a big opportunity for Nitro to go for the push. 16 seconds, 18 seconds, 24 seconds. There's so much time that they can make this push be successful. If Iconic isn't able to defend this, if Ruinside just sneaks through, they're able to get the flag, and I don't know if they have anyone pushed up aggressively enough to stop this flag from being captured. Nitro have a good chance of taking this round.
Divine. He's gonna go chasing them. Looks like it's locked on to Ruinside.
It's like a Duracell battery, just keeps going and going and going, and then he's dead. Taken out by Iconic on the cross in midfield.
And again, neither team able to push themselves forward long enough to be able to pick up a win here so far. So we still stay stalemated at 2-2 between the teams.
The 35-second respawns now, Blue.
It's getting lengthy, that's for sure.
It is, it really is, and you're seeing like the pressure puts on them. Now there's only one person left alive for Nitro. It's a 4-on-1 man event. Strumwaffle's gonna fall, and there's no one here to spawn in to stop them. Yes, he gets the flag, and this almost certainly is gonna lock this one down for ESA. This should be the first map under their belts.
Complete team wipe. We've only got the first player just respawned now, and it's their support, I believe, that's come back into it. No, pardon me, it's actually the tank, I think, that's come back into the fray.
There's just no chance of chasing him.
Yeah, no movement speed to catch up with these guys. We can see how far back they are. Tietzy's got such a head start on this. He's gonna make the run. He's gonna make the cap. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's the ESA that will be claiming map number 1 here of the grand final. 3-2 goes the full distance for the final score, but that does set the ESA up now with a 1-0 lead in this series. 2 more maps, and they've got themselves a grand championship here at Gamescom.
And one more step closer to getting immortalized within the game, as well as an NVIDIA Shield and the trophy. To be fair, after seeing Nitro earlier on today, I didn't think they had a chance up against this team of ESA, but they pushed them to the brink, and that was only the first map. Technically, we can go all 5 going to the 5th round apiece. And that was like a 25, 26-minute game, too. Yeah. I think exhaustion is going to come into effect here, Blue.
I'll have to see.
Obviously, focusing for that long at a time for potentially like hour and a half, 2 hours of play. Eventually, those mistakes will be made.
Definitely going to have to find out on that one. Be sure to stick around, folks, because like you just said, we've got a lot more action coming up, potentially up to 2 more maps and maybe 4 more, depending on the way things go. That was still a very close fight. A few times in that final round there, we could have very easily seen it go by the way of Nitro. So it would not be surprising to see this second map shift momentum and see Nitro end up outright taking it at the end of the day. But let's find out here, as our players are just going to take a moment to discuss things in between the match, and then we'll send them back in a couple of seconds here to get ready for the second map.
And Nitro looking really quiet at the moment. Obviously, kind of upset with how the things have been. And obviously not the kind of result they wanted in the first map after actually taking 2 rounds as well, thinking that they almost were able to pull that one off. But those mistakes at the end, when the respawns are 35 seconds apiece, you know, you can't afford to have 1, 2, 3 people die. It was a 4-on-1. Strumwaffle got overwhelmed. There was no chance to defend against 4. It's just a basic numbers game on that situation. There's no chance for them to catch up either. If anything, Strumwaffle had to stay alive and push aggressively to maybe be that last hope to kill the flag carrier. But even then, you know the entire team's coming back at you. So just playing the time game here for ESA, trying to wear them out.
Basically, it's built up to a boiling point, it seems like there, as the timers got too much. It turned into a full wipe. Slowly but surely, players had been trying to line up a situation like that. Specifically, I think ESA had been trying to line up a situation like that, but they can never break the spawn chain enough to where they wouldn't be dealing with players constantly rushing out of spawn against them. Finally, they did get it, though, at the end of that last round. And with that, we're able to take control of the map. So once again, you can see some of our players already messing around now, so I believe they are in warm-up. Just about getting the last few of them into the server. And then we can kick off the second map.
I wonder if we're going to have any change in plays as well, any change in classes. You know, if we think about what are the big battles I was looking forward to with Iconic up against Visca, the sniper v sniper, glass cannon versus glass cannon, I can't tell you who actually won those trades more favorably. I think Visca had like a really good showing at some points in the game. Iconic, again, was able to drop him a couple of times and more importantly, stop the flag carrier from actually capping the point across midfield. Both of them have really started to step up and again, showing like the power of what a glass cannon class can do.
All right, guys, well, here we go. We are back into the map now. So we'll be jumping into the fight here and seeing if our red team once more, represented by the ESA, will be able to push themselves forward and set up a 2-0 series score here, or if it'll be revenge coming in from Nitro. They're definitely picking up the first couple of kills, that's for sure. Coming out from Dalacard. We're gonna see players like Visca trying to jump into the fight here too versus Gary. Sees him pushing for a quick flag cap, but is gonna try his best to stop that since he is pretty much on his lonesome here. But Visca, gotta be careful running directly into those nades. Still manages to get past most of the damage from it. Takes out Gary Neck and stops that very early cap attempt.
So Visca doesn't even go for the sniper challenge. He actually just instead pushes up that far hand side. He's actually backing away now to make sure they don't lose their own flag instead of going for the cap himself. But you can see 3 players gonna be there now, 4 for the side of ESA. They're gonna overwhelm the entirety of the flag. Should be picked up almost any moment now. Visca, I don't know what you can do here coming in by yourself. You need to have a front line protector. Ruinside just can't connect these shots. He'll fall. The card gets the big kill, and the flag most certainly going to be taken here in a second.
Visca basically just throwing his life away as a result of that. So many players getting wiped off the board now. They've got a clean 5 or so seconds, and especially if Lakar can find another kill with his teammate, that's going to make the situation really just even worse here for Nitro. But no, it's Dalukar that picks up Lakar first off, holds the angle with the rockets, using his power weapon to keep him in an advantage position. And it's Ignic, as you can see right there, finding the snipes to get the trade over onto Dalukar and take him out too, as now we do have a successful push coming in from ESA, or at least an attempt at that, to steal the flag away, but it will not actually end up working out too well. They get wiped off the board pretty quickly. It's now Nitro that holds a successful defense of their own base.
And again, those respawns, just a little bit too quick in the beginning for them to successfully be able to take the flag easily. Lapidlo, though, he's still pushed up. He's got 40 HP to his name. He's got a dream. He's got a vision. He might be able to actually pick up the flag. Nope, fortunately for him, Ruinside's going to still be camping that one. Playing smart, playing that defense for the team. Mechanic now back on high ground, looking for another shot. And, okay, I thought it was Visca that got it against him, but that was Jerryneck who fell.
So Jerryneck goes down. Sternwaffle first to kind of make landfall over here towards the red team base. They connect with a nice shot. Doesn't even give Dalukar a chance to respond to that right there. Great picks from him. Tietze pushing himself forward here too, trying to dish out the damage. Sternwaffle, though, not too keen on taking the fight, but Tietze gets the job done anyway. And along with Lapidlo, they've been able to knock out, once again, quite a few players from the Nitro roster. Not really enough to justify going for an outright flag push, though. Timers on respawn are still a little bit too low for them to do that at this point in the round.
Tietze was actually trying to go for the pickup there, it seemed like. Jerryneck gets a nice little kill into Visca, though, so trade's going to be going 1-1. As we can see, well, we can see he can't. 2 players respawning back in, trying to get the shots from range, gets the turret down. Sentry going to do some decent damage and also give him a lot of cover. But he's at 41 HP, so it's not like he can heal up any more than this. Ignic gets another kill onto Dalukar. Sturmoff was just trying to deal with this turret here that's causing such a nuisance for him. And Marcel, I don't know if he knows it, but there's a lot of damage coming his way there.
We're going to see Lapidlo picking up the first kill in his next engagement. Remember, he's on offense here too. Just barely picks up a second frag against Visca, but is now pretty much going to be left with no choice but to back away. Try to find some health and fight another day here, as he just can't maintain. But what he can do is bring Lakart and Garryneck into the fight. And they've got the support with them, so they've got the capability to not only shield themselves, but heal too. Open up a window for Tietze to move in and steal this flag, but no, he gets melted away by 2 players coming in off spawn here. Remember, this is a bit dangerous if we end up seeing Nitro come out at the losing end of this fight.
Visca, he's got a chance to run for this one. Garryneck, if he pulls this off, he might be able to do it. Look at the respawns, 4 seconds left. Whoever that player is, whoever's respawning, if he can't hit the shot, this is going to be a 1-0 lead for ESA.
And he's got to get past one other player that's still here, still straggling behind at the moment here from ESA as well. So that player, Stormwaffle, gets himself forward, gets himself the fight versus Garryneck, rushes up to the flag and drops it. Where's the support coming in from this man on the backlines? You can see the shots that Stormwaffle's taking. He's a dead man for sure now. But at this point, everyone else has respawned. They're back in the server.
He's done the deed. He's been able to get that flag back in their own hands and stop the score from going 1-0. Can't see again. Going to be pushing in. Ruinside going to be knocked down. Happy birthday to the floor. I know that's not how it goes, but that's how it goes for me, because Tietze's pushing back in again. The respawn's now 30 seconds apiece.
Tietze making some great use of the movement around the map here as well. Constantly uses the jump pad to change his position, his blink as well. He's got the pickup going. The problem is he's not going to be able to escape. Visca had his tracks the entire time. It's a quick knockout, a quick return of the flag.
He's the last one alive, too. So that was like really risky to go in for that one. He actually was able to pick up the 1-for-1. He's supposed to wait a long time for the respawns to get back there for his team. It seems we're going to have both teams just go for a hard reset here. Look for a big bout. This guy just gets a nade to the face.
It's going to be knocked out, so still neither team able to find much of a successful push here at this point in the round. Sternwaffle forced back from his own position due to the pressure coming in from the rocket launcher. Sternwaffle still holding the tight angle. Ruinside's got support via the rockets as well. That's going to help to push back the remainder of the ESA roster from this position. And eventually, it's going to be Garryneck finding the next kill. Catches Metal Scorpion out in mid. It's that rocket in the meantime. Lapidlo's just going to go for... Oh, never mind. I was going to say try to go for a little bit of a reload on his guns. Won't have the time to do that, though. Backs away from it and regroups with the rest of his team as they're going to try to make one more push over towards the blue team spawn. And, of course, the flag's position along with that.
Yeah, Tietze trying to go in by himself. He needs to wait for his teammates to get in there. Garryneck's going to fall. Just going to go for the knockdown to him, but it doesn't matter. He gets the knockback against him. I think he will get one trade in there. At least a teammate will help that one with Ignic. Still, It's gonna be 1 for 3, and you can see now Nitro have a chance to make this push happen.
Oh, gotta be careful with that lined up angle there. It's a lot of kills that Nick could be able to pick up. He's already found one. I think he got damage onto his second player. It's a lot of impact being found from him just on a singular angle.
No, looking good here for both these two teams. At least now for Nitro, because they're down for some long respawns for 2 players.
Hart is making a move here, trying to move in for some position, but Sturmwaffle has got the best of him right now. He's got the moves against him. Sturmwaffle still brought down very low. Ruin side gets spotted out. Ikanik is pushed forward. He's got his opponent down incredibly low here. With some assistance from Gary Neck, they will be able to eliminate him. Lacart finds a kill on the front lines here as well. So just a little bit of reload needing to come out. In fact, Lacart's is going to pick this up outright, gets 1 shot against him, and it brings him down to 6 HP. So he has just barely made it out of this engagement, but it will take him back the other way. And yeah, Marcel from the other side, from the Nitro side of things, he's going to take the flag too. Similar to what we had before, but Marcel's a bit late on his own cap, and he could potentially go down in his next engagement. There we go, their flag's gone down. It's been reset. All Lacart has to do now is complete the run, and it's going to be ESA that will get on the board first.
I don't think anyone's going to be there, Blue. It's only 1 person alive, and I don't think he's even quick enough to do just that. And as you mentioned, ESA will get the first round here of our second map.
Red team scores.
Be happy about that one, taking about 7 minutes of time. Could have been earlier if we didn't see that massive kill come in. Actually saved their lives. Visca, sorry, I think it was Marcel actually got a massive kill to actually stop the flag from getting across that halfway point. Nitro looking a little upset, but to be fair, they're playing extremely well.
Definitely the case, just not able to find that solid footing so far in this map, and it's a very long and drawn out round, so it feels like they're not making any type of impact here, but they've come very close. It's just a matter of getting that flag out of the base. That's the hardest part, is forcing your opponents on a harsh enough of a respawn that they're unable to get anyone out there to stop the flag cap attempt, and that often, at least throughout these maps, has seemed to have come down to a mixture of both delaying the game further on the timer to force those respawn timers to go further up, and just timing at the end of the day.
Yeah, if you don't get those clean trades, then you're really hesitant to make any sort of play happen, which is respectable. You obviously don't want to throw anything away, considering you now have the lead here, and you're already winning in maps as well. Now into the second round here of our second map. 1-for-1 trades from both teams. You can still see a lot of low HP targets on the side of Nitro. And the push might be coming through. Garnet comes in big for his team. I think that's his second frag of the round. Had some real potential to pick up the flag, but again, just slowing things down, maybe waiting for the entire squad to respawn back in and run past the flag. He's trying to just don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Force himself into an engagement. Marcel is going to set down the turret himself.
Blue team takes the
Hear that. In the meantime, we've got Nitro going for a flag steal on the other side of the map. Lapilo's going to be kind of forced into action. He may not be ready for this, though. He's got to be very careful, so he could very easily lose a second fight if he takes too much damage from the first. And there we go. We see Marcel going down, though. Picked off Lacart. Oh, actually getting saved by Ikanik at the last second.
There's a chance they can actually pick this one up. And they're able to secure it, but can he get away safely? Dalakar's got to hit the shots. And a nice little knockdown to Yetzi to actually buy some time for his teammate to escape. And it might have actually been enough. He takes down Sturmwaffle. I don't know if there's anyone here to stop this, Blue. This might be our second point now.
Pitlow making the run right now just to the other side. He just has to rely basically on Lacart to defend the midfield. And you can see it almost every single player. In fact, it is the case. Every single player from Nitro is stuck on the other side of the map now. There is no stopping this run. Pitlow is going to complete it once again. And it's going to be ESA that continue to push forward. 2-0 lead. Same lead that they established on the first map. They're just thinking enough. This is where we really saw Nitro came alive. This is when the pressure was set against them. This is when they claimed their 2 rounds. Only, however, for ESA to claim the final round on the 5th. So now it's going to be up to Nitro to see if they can bounce back into the game once again, or if this will be more of a straightforward affair, and we see ESA take it 3-0 straight.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate for Nitro, considering that they've been able to take these rounds so long. Keep in mind, I think the first map we did have was about 25, 27 minutes. And now I think we're at the sub 10-minute mark currently here on our second map, and ESA now 1 cap away from putting themselves up to match point, or match map. Is that a thing, Blue? Match map?
I guess it would just be series point, is what we'd call that.
Okay, well, yeah, the series point. All right, you could have just agreed, maybe not feel so awkward. But either way, 2-0. Yep, that 10-minute mark about to be crossed. And let's see. And Nick again come up big for his team here. There's actually no one to challenge him on the... Actually, there is a person to challenge him on the high ground. It's going to be Visca again, so you can get the better shot off, trying to peek around that corner. Visca's going to drop to the low ground, which gives Nick a chance. Marcel's already pushed in, and they're actually... We're going to see like simultaneous pickups.
Pedlo wrapping around is actually trying to force Visca out of position early on. Fire coming out from the back lines as well can do a lot of damage. But here's the thing, blue team Nitro, they rush the flag cap and they've already got control over it.
Yeah, but he's like one man. He's 2 men on a mission. Jerry coming. TFC's coming as well. They're going to see some grenades going off. You can see how low they are, but a big double kill. Red flag, or the black flag will be picked up here for the red team. And the flag's been dropped. Ruin, turn around. Go backwards. Pick that up.
Thankfully, it doesn't look like there's any immediate pressure. The cart's going to move, and remember, it's a 2-second timer to pick up the flag, and no! He gets denied, but the cart gets denied on the return to Visca and Sternwaffle running on top of it. There's not any further resistance. Sternwaffle gets picked off by Ignik at range. Visca takes a little bit of damage too, but he will be able to escape to the safety of the inside of the building. Lapilo, in the meantime, has had the run of his life. No resistance against him. He's made it pretty much all the way back to the other side. There's another drop. Oh, and there's the return. Lapilo can cap and end it right now. He's left himself a bit of distance, but no, there's another steal right inside of their base. It's quickly put down onto the ground. Lapilo wants to end this now. He'll move in. He'll find the cap. It's a 3-0 run from ESA. A perfect map for them. And that sets them up now at 2-0. Only one more map is needed, and they will take control of today's tournament and take first place with it.
Well done by them this time. Nitro maybe running out of some steam here. Still got one more to go, guys, but obviously can be so psyched up about that. At least I think they've been told it's best of 5. They should have been told it's a best of 5. No, obviously just taking a quick break here to talk some things over. It can be very happy about that considering, you know, the first map was so hard fought by both teams, going 2-2, 27 minutes in, you know, 35-second respawn timers, Nitro. They knew we're so close, and then after that first map, it just seems to have gone downhill for them. Maybe mentally they're now broken. But they have to regroup. This is the last chance.
It seems like almost to a certain degree that Nitro have been forced into this like reactionary play style where they're rushing, they're panicking more than anything else to try and get caps the second their opponent does. But the problem is they don't have a good line of success when it comes to these stolen flags, simply because of the fact that their opponents almost always have men on the midfield. They almost always have players ready to run interference on that flag carrier, where it's almost never the case for the ESA. Whenever they get a flag pickup, they've almost kind of guaranteed that it's going to be a clean run. They may have to deal with 1 or 2 people inside of the spawn, but as soon as they can get out of the flag spawn and run it to the next room or two, in that last map anyway, it was pretty much just a clean run every single round. They never faced any resistance in getting the flag back.
Well, Nitro need to switch some things up. Maybe need to take this, you know, a couple of moments they do have while the next match gets set up to just talk things over. You look at, you know, ESA and they're all talking, they're all communicating. When we saw Nitro, it's just very quiet. Not a lot of talking between the players, and hopefully for their sake, they're going to be able to figure things out.
So once again, guys, just giving the players a moment.
Yeah, give them a moment, actually. We're going to do in the meantime, though, since we're still underway with the Best of 5, we're going to head to a short break. When we come back, we're going to find out the conclusion of who's going to be winning the grand finals here of the first ever tournament. Is it going to be Esports Student Association, or will Nitro come back? We'll see you guys in a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. The match is about to begin. It's sure to be a regular old classic.
right, well, we do apologize for that delay, but we are about to get underway with the conclusion of the grand finals here, live from Gamescom 2018.
Yeah, right in the heart of it as well, right in the heart of the ESL section here. So we have a lot of very cool games surrounding us. But today is all the focus on Shadowgun War Games. And we're here at the grand finals now. We've got ourselves a fully loaded, well, potentially a fully loaded set to come up here in a little bit, as we do have one of our teams at the breaking point, at the series point now. It's the ESA that have pushed themselves the distance, now have a 2-0 advantage with only one more map. They're going to be able to claim themselves the title for today's event.
Now the pressure's now on Nitro, as you can see they're just doing a little bit of warm-up here. They looked here in the first map, second they seem to have fallen apart, and you can still see just communication seems to be generally silent between all the players of the team, looking kind of exhausted actually. Obviously need to come together here, or they're gonna be throwing this one away. What's at stake here in NVIDIA Shield? Obviously a trophy for first place, and of course, the best part of the prize, being immortalized within the game that you play as well. Be very cool to see.
Very much so. So it's time to find out if we will have ourselves a very quick winner for our first ever Shadowgun War Games event, or if their opponents in Team Nitro are going to look to push this series the distance. Be finding out, guys, in just a couple of seconds here, as I think our players are pretty much ready to go. And there you go, right on cue. We're going to hop in game. Let's see if ESA can do it right here, or if we're on a bit of a longer road and Nitro still have some fight to bring us.
Well, you can see Sturmoff looking to already take the high ground control. Ikenik looking for the opener, does get it against Visca. So again, able to win out on that sniper battle. Lapidlo, though, very low on HP, as you can see around this corner, around this bend. Lapidlo able to get the kill on a Dalakard, though. The 100 Mines come in, and Sturmoff is going to be knocked down. And now they have a massive, okay, hate to see that. Hate to see it. But either way, they're looking to go for that push in. GaryNet gets a big kill to Marcel. And just off the initial get-go, you can already see ESA have been winning out in these fights.
Yeah, ESA forcing pretty much a full respawn of the Nitro roster. Gary, though, maybe getting a little bit too aggressive here, taking a high ground to try and limit the vision that he gives his opponents on himself here, and he's going to try to get out of here to save his own life. Might not be possible, though, yet. Can't get around the corner. But what he can do is get Sturmoff out in the open, as he nearly goes down via trade. Be Lapidlo that would be the one to pick that up. He's unable to get it just then, but with a little bit more of a push, can succeed in finding the kill. Moves in for one more engagement against Marcel. Now, remember, he's taking a little bit of heat himself here, but so far he's done fantastic in these 1v1s. Only losing 10 health recently. It's just a walk-in now. He's going to take the flag.
He's got a little bit of time here if he can get the kill on the Ruin side. He gets the flag. Now the respawns are going to be there. He needs to finish off this kill. He needs to do it quickly. Ruin side's missing all of his shots. Lapidlo gonna get around the corner in time. He has a sliver of health. He's gonna be chased down on Ruin. He needs to go for the shot. Eventually they'll be able to clean that one up and return the flag, most importantly. But that was a little bit too close for comfort, Blue.
Yeah, definitely. Almost looked like he would have been able to make it into a safe position. But we do see Ruin side, along with the rest of Nitro, successfully recapping the flag, getting it back into base. However, almost a nice little ninja we see coming out from our heavy player on Team ESA to nearly start that one off. Bit of a surprise.
Card getting very low on HP. Down to sub 40, and we'll get cleaned up by Marcel. So Nitro with a couple of good shots, but again, Lapidlo's able to get back on the board. Ikenik's been able to fully control, I think, Visca for the most part here. The last Kennen get up close and personal. There's an explosion in his face, and we'll have the HP to survive that, son. Gotta respect that a little bit more. There's a reason you have a sniper rifle to play from range. Either way, trying to cause somewhat of a distraction. The respawn timers aren't that long, so it's not that big of a deal. Visca's gonna push in directly against GaryNet, and that's gonna be a kill for him. So chance here, now we could see Nitro pick up the flag.
Still got support from Alucard coming in there as well, or Dalakard, excuse me. And Tietzy, in the meanwhile, is looking to find himself a little bit of pressure against these guys too, to force them back, get them out of their base. More importantly, it's not working out too well. Look at how low these players are right now at ESA. They're not looking to have the best opportunity to hold this off, but thankfully,
that was a big kill.
Nicely done by Ikenik.
He's getting flanked right there by Dalakard, and with that big frag coming through, it actually allows him to have a potential chance to defend here. Ruin side gets the frag onto Lapidlo, who again was trying to get aggressive and take away the flag. 3 minutes in, no real progress out of either team just yet.
We do see Ruin side starting to make a push himself, but it walks him right into GaryNet, who is waiting to throw some damage on him. GaryNet not able to find that much penetration, though, only knocks off 25 HP. So Ruin side will just be able to sit back and run down that timer a little bit more, waiting for the reset, although he doesn't potentially notice that he's got Tietzy right next to him. Try to find out where he's at, get the best angle to play off of here. Definitely throwing in the rockets for a lot of heat, but it's not going to work out. Tietzy gets the better of him. Actually, Ruin side does survive that after all, so scratch that. But he still goes down.
Much longer.
Yeah, he goes down to the cart just a few seconds later anyway. But Visca, he'll be the one to actually finish off GaryNet there.
So again, seem to come down to these respawn timers for either team to be comfortable enough to successfully make this push, try to keep those men on defense. We're gonna hear the flag being picked up. Looks like ESA able to steal this one away. Lacart trying to go on that run. He's gonna be chased down by one player. He might have to just turn and fight this one because Stromwaffle's gonna have an easy opportunity, an easy angle, but he's gotta hit the shots. Lacart, he pops down the healing. He's gonna get a little bit more of HP. Look, there's 3 people charging straight for him. He's able to get the flag really far away, but the flag, or the backup isn't gonna be there in time.
Unfortunately, you can't outrun the runner. That would be the namesake helping out a little bit there. Tietzy, though, who's been very good in these individual fights, is once again gonna be able to come out on top of another one. And that's a strong advantage now. Look at these respawn timers. This is for sure gonna be a cap opportunity opened up now for the guys on ESA, just simply by the amount of times remaining. We have still 10 more seconds until another player comes up. And the last man that's standing, the support player here, yeah, Dalacord, he has showed up, but he's had to solo stop this now. He might still have a chance. Around? It's their glass cannon that has the flag. I've only just realized that now, so he doesn't need to do a whole lot of damage, but no, he's gonna fall in the fight versus Garyneck, and that's the flag getting away.
Yeah, and that's going to be a for sure score for here for ESA, now putting themselves 2 points away from winning the entire grand finals here and being immortalized within the game. Ikenik, you're not going to have any pressure against you. I don't think there's going to be a sniper shot coming from Visca anytime soon. And I think just a few seconds time, we're going to have it come in. And ESA going to put the first point on the board again.
A little bit of pressure coming into the spawn right at the end, but it will not matter, as we do see ESA claiming that opening point. 2 away now, and they will have themselves their championship here today.
Pressure starting to really build here for Nitro. Again, looking a little bit frustrated at what's going down within those rounds. I want to see Visca. Again, we put like a lot of pressure on him, but he really shined in that first match against ROG Female. I think it was Alfredito tried to challenge out against him once, and unfortunately for her, she just got shot in the head and then didn't go for the challenge a second time. I mean, she did have a couple of shots off against him, but Visca in general was locking down that control, and that's control that Ikenik's been able to get. The amount of kills he's been able to pull off in these high-pressure situations, being flanked by Dalacord towards the high ground of where the flag is, to be able to basically be that strong backbone for the team.
I think if we go back to our first map, it was very much up in the air in terms of who the better sniper was going to be, but within this last map, along with the one round that we've played out so far of the current map, it's definitely been the case that Ikenik has kind of taken control as the #1 player on the glass cannon roll. And we've seen him really show up with a stride, improving his own game throughout the course of today's event. So big props to him for that. And we're going to see if that trend can continue forward, as Visca's pretty much switched off of playing aggressive or playing passively entirely. He's just grouped up with the rest of the team for the most part now. The card's getting a first blood for this round as he strikes it. And now, though, we are seeing both teams try to push with an away squad to steal the flag. The problem, though, is there's pretty much no defense set up at all here for the guys on
they're
ESA.
so low. Strum and Marcel so low in HP, and Lacart wasn't able to finish them off. They're going to be able to heal back up to 40, get across the midfield. The flag has not been picked up for ESA. I wonder if they have anyone there left to do it. Tietzy's trying to do something about this, trying to hold back. He could potentially pull this one off, and he does get the return himself. A nice little blink through there. And they are going to be able to hold on longer.
Their opponent's flag also gets sent back to base in the process, though, so no successful cap attempt run out by the guys on ESA just yet to get that second point up on the board. And it's going to turn into a very passive few seconds here. We're inside, probably not looking the right way for this fight here right now, but Dalacord does pick one off with his rockets. Attempting to limit out the numbers here a little bit for ESA.
Strafe action, Lacart there. Really hard to be hit. Visca, unfortunately, able to do just that. Lapido able to get a big kill on a Dalacord. They are going to have a decent man advantage now. It's only one, but they have a positional advantage. Ruinside trying to push up the side again. Flag going to be picked up in just a few seconds. This will be ESA again with the flag in their hands. We saw Marcel try to go in the last second to try to steal it away. They're just going to make sure he's dead by walking all over his dead body and going back to help assist this flag from traversing across this map.
Fortunately, just a kind of rogue attempt to steal the flag away coming out from ESA there. Makes it a pretty good distance considering it was only one lone player that manages to try and steal it, but it's not going to be too successful in the long run. They were just a little bit too far off from being able to link up with the carry and take him the rest of the way. So he does go down, but now 2 more kills found all of a sudden here. Look at the spawn timers. They're getting to a dangerous point. If Lapido can get himself into the site and knock out Marcel, who's currently the only one inside defending it, Sturmwaffel's not too much of a trouble to deal with here. Does find himself a pickup versus Ikenik, so that has knocked out the glass cannon temporarily for ESA. But once again, it's the site that's really opened up right now. Lacart takes possession. Lapido was brought down very low. The good news is, though, is that Lacart is playing, I believe, on the support, so he'll have the opportunity to try and heal himself as soon as that comes off cooldown.
He needs this frag against Stromwaffle, who's going to try to go in for the flag. He's got the HP advantage. He's trying to heal up as well before he goes in there. Very smart use of that one, realizing that the respawn's going to be there. Ikenik's going to be respawning back in to potentially stop Stromwaffle from taking this flag away. And he hits the shot. And now Lacart going to be coming in. Is there anyone else to actually pick this one up? Is there anyone here to shoot him, or is he going to have a clean cap?
Oh, Visca He's gonna challenge. I don't know if we even saw Ignic note it, but it doesn't matter. That player ends up going down, and we do see our red team. Once again, that's ESA picking up this round.
All right, well now, like you said, 1 point away from the NVIDIA Shield, from the trophy, from being immortalized within the game. Again, really honorable what they're doing, trying to build up an organization within the universities in the Czech Republic for esports, trying to give people a better avenue to get involved. And Nitro now, with their backs against the wall here, Blue.
They're very close to claiming a title here. The first ever event for Shadowgun War Games. Just that one final round that's needed for them to be able to close out and claim victory for today's tournament. Taking first place, and unfortunately forcing our friends on Nitro into second.
Oh, we're about to drop into potentially our final round. I don't want to say count Nitro out just yet, but I feel like they need to have a good first defense. They've been struggling.
To be fair, it's been 5 rounds straight, I do believe, from ESA. So it's been a bit of a dry spell from Nitro. If there was any time for them to wake up, it would need to be what now, however.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Potentially that final round kicking off. Ignic again gonna be the man that I'm looking forward to see what he can do on that sniper rifle another time. He's been able to shut down so many individual players on the other team. Viska's not had a chance to really go up against him at all. See the push already coming in from the side, and Garnick able to get the first frag. They're all grouped up. It's so dangerous to go in this position, which means, where is Lepidlo? Is he actually going for the flag cap? Is he around the backside? You actually see him go right behind him. The Hunter Mines come in. They're all grouped up. The damage is going to be done. Strom off for the fall. They're being knocked down as well. They can't move. They have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, except to their deaths. Luckily for them, though, there's no real chance for a flag cap to come through, but that's just got to be really disheartening.
Massive wipe off the board. It's going to give so much room as well for the players on ESA just to push up the field. If they can wipe them off 1 or 2 more times, and they've got themselves a very fighting chance to get a clean cap out of this one. Oh, Dalucard, again, though, the player to turn things around, or at least it would seem to be the case. But it's Gary Neck and the cart that are now going to dive on top of the flag. They spot Marcel in the corner, try their best to overwhelm him. They don't have a lot of health for this fight, but they do get themselves onto the cap. They've got the shield to assist them in this situation, too. Tietzy's going to come in, run over one of the players from the blue side. Tietzy will get picked off in the process, but Gary gets himself away.
Sturmoff was in a hot pursuit.
Was on a hot pursuit, though, so he's not going to be able to get away with that flag. Gary Net goes down. Once again, you cannot outrun the runner. And in that 1v1, once again, Sturmoff will have to save the day for Nitro.
It's getting really tense here. About to hit that 10-minute mark in this map, and that actually could have been the whole deal. Another kill comes through. Viska's got to be very frustrated. Ignic had his number this entire series. It's a great grenade coming through to Marcel, though, taking the sniper out of the fight. TSC trying to push through, and they're still able to net themselves more kills. But as the respawn timer gets longer and longer, if TSC can sneak in, we could be looking at ESA for that last chance, that last run across the field.
Sturmoff along with Raywenside still trying to spam in for a little bit of damage himself. Raywenside looks like he's got an easy kill, it seems, but unfortunately he's not able to find it just yet. Delicard in the meanwhile pick up some kills, but Raywenside walking right in, gets himself an easy cap, an easy steal. Can he get away with it, though? That's the question. He is playing on the tank, so he's got the most health, but no, gets completely overwhelmed by players from ESA, so it is not going to happen. He is not going to be able to escape his fate there.
Still see the Hunter Mine tracking a player there. Just never gives up. Looking for more kills. Viska now, you can see, not even trying to challenge anymore. Up against Ignic. Pretty much giving up on that one outright. Just giving him so much freedom, so much vision around the map. You see Viska right there with potential shot off if Ignic's able to hit it. And he does take down Jaranek now, looking to push up. His shots are really hard to hit, to be fair.
Actually, in the lack of him being able to actually find those shots, is going to come back to haunt him pretty heavily, because look at these respawn timers now. It is not looking good for ESA. It's a good thing that Ignic did stay back on his own. With the respawn starting to come out, they're at least going to have a fighting chance to stay in a good position defensively here. It's not actually looking like we saw much of an attempt from Nitro to actually move in and steal his flag at all. Viska is still just sitting back.
Oh no, the sentry turret. He's trying to run behind it. He's trying to dodge. He's going to be shot in the backside, and that will be him finished up. That's so unfortunate. If that was anyone else, he could have been sneaky about that one.
Nate immediately denies that player, too, as he tries to move in. So bye-bye to Viska for now. Tietzy's made himself a forward push, too. He's got a great opportunity to try and dive in. Got a few more players. Spotting one on the ramp. Well, it's going to take a little bit of assistance from Lepidlo there to be able to pick it up. But at the end of the day, here's the pickup now from ESA. They've taken it away. Now can they get the cap?
There's the defense. Actually, it's going to be Lepido to try to stop them the best he can. Honey Minds, anything thrown out. He does get the kill. That is going to be, though, at least for now, Nitro picking up the flag themselves. Marcel, what direction is he going to go? Is he going to meet Lacart? No, he's going to go through the middle. Dalacar's not going to be on the hunt. Actually, they might meet each other. Lacart from behind. Marcel could be huge. He could be the playmaker. Or it could be the downfall here of Nitro. He's trying to run away. He's trying to stay alive. It's going to be him up against the flag carrier. They get the return. Is he going to go for the score? Is this going to be it? Is ESA going to take this one home?
Lacart making the run in. There's no one else to cap it as far as we can see. Has the support of the shield now. No one's on that flag. It's in, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, ESA are your champions here. And they will be the winners of this first ever War Games tournament. Congratulations to ESA. What a dominant performance from them. Their last two maps going flawlessly into their favor. 3 O's on both of them, and even on the opening map, only dropping 2 of those points overall in this series. An absolutely fantastic run from the Esports Student Association, as they will be your winners of today's event.
Only dropping 2 points over the course of both their matches today as well. Able to take down POGCHAMP Boys in a very quick fashion. They got to be happy about this. Again, fighting for what they believe in, trying to get collegiate esports more dedicated within their own country, within their own universities. And I think they've been able to show some good things here today, Blue.
The hype moment indeed, and we're gonna top it off by sending it over to James one more time for an interview with our winners.
ESA are your first ever Shadowgun War Games champions. Give them a big round of applause one more time, please. Now, joining me on my left-hand side is Marek Rabas. He is the founder, CEO, and game director. A lot of titles there. And the first question I wanted to ask you was just, why did you decide to go the esports route here with the game?
I think we are pretty good in the core gameplay. We have like the very polished combat systems in every our game. And we are fans of the esports. And we decided that it's time to show that we can have really good esports on the mobile platform. So this is what we are trying.
Well, it certainly looked very good out there. The players definitely enjoyed it as well. Were you happy with how it went?
I am now happy. You know, I was so nervous. It's our like the biggest event ever. Yeah. A lot of things around. People are almost like they're really tired, and they work really hard. All the team. And yeah, I'm so proud of them.
Now, will we be seeing more tournaments like this coming up?
Definitely. I think it's working. People enjoying it, players enjoying it. I am enjoying it. So yeah, we will do it, definitely.
Well, thank you very much, Marek. Now, I believe it is time to get our teams on. We've got medals, we've got prizes, we've got plenty to give out here for the guys that have worked hard in our tournament here, and it's the first ever one. So, please welcome onto the stage, and a big round of applause for our third place team. It's the POGCHAMP Boys! They will walk away with some lovely medals at the first ever tournament here for Shadowgun War Games. I'm sure there'll be plenty of you at home as well, wanting to be in their situation, coming up at the future tournaments. Oh, we nearly missed a member. There he goes. One more time, guys, a big round of applause for the POGCHAMP Boys. Thank you, guys. You can now head off the stage. Go enjoy the rest of your time. Probably play some more as well. Get the practice in. You can do it over here on the booth that's just outside. And well, if you're at home, you can sign up as well. Now it's time to bring on our second place team. It was a valiant effort, but they just couldn't make it work. Please, one big round of applause for Team Nitro! Now, you guys were cheering like crazy for these guys, but they didn't quite make it. Getting to the grand final, though, of the first ever tournament here for Shadowgun War Games. Pretty damn impressive regardless. They've got the showmanship on point. And one last time, guys, your second place team, Nitro! Now these guys, they came, they saw, they conquered, and they did it in a very impressive fashion. Your first ever champions here in first place. I want you to blow the roof off of Gamescom. Please welcome on ESA! Not only do they get the trophy, not only do they get the medals, but they also receive each a NVIDIA Shield so they can play further and in style some more Shadowgun War Games. One last time, ladies and gentlemen, your first ever Shadowgun War Games champions, ESA! That is all here from Shadowgun War Games at Gamescom 2018. It has been a fantastic first tournament, the first we've ever seen. But you heard it here first. There's plenty more to come. I hope you guys have enjoyed the action. Now, any of you that are here in the crowd, you can go ahead now to literally leave the hall, take a left, and you'll be able to see where you can play it, test it out, and see if you're maybe better than some of these players. But for everyone at home, you can head to shadowgunwargames.com and sign up for the beta now. But while you're waiting for the beta, you might want to start practicing on Shadowgun Legends, and maybe I'll see you on the servers online as well. Thank you very much for being here, and we will see you next time.